A free app that gives you cash back every buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code FRESH to get an extra 35 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FRESH for a 35 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FRESH for a 35 cents per gallon bonus.
Kansas City, you need to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can watch all your favorite shows right from your phone, computer, or tablet. Every day, we stream the shows live on YouTube, plus clips from the biggest moments and biggest guests. Hit that subscribe button so 96.5 The Fan goes right to the top of your feed. In your car, on your phone, or on your computer, we are everywhere. This is your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan. Follow the Character Concerns podcast for more NFL draft content. 96.5 The Fan, KFNZ FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
All right, rock and rolling on a Thursday here on Fescoe and Dusty with Mac Morey as well on this wonderful, wonderful week that we have had of sports and entertainment. Fellas, how you doing on a Thursday?
You talk about that entertainment word right there. Mm-hmm. This has been as entertaining a week as you could get. I mean, imagine being a BYU player and having Andy Reid sitting on your bench, Patrick Mahomes hanging out down there as well. That was kind of cool. The Max Crosby fallout is still continuing. We've got more free agency news going on in the NFL. The NBA is still smarting over this 83-point game that nobody wants to acknowledge. What else we got going on? Oh, by the way, Vinny Pasquantino just hit another home run.
Mamma mia! That one, I'm not sure if he got it all. Let's see. It's deep. It is gone! He's hit three!
Snowed out today, at least for, I don't know how you engulf on your sports radio talking Kansas City. That is the talking point of the day, is a World Baseball Classic performance of your local Royals first baseman, Vinny Pasquantino, who made an absolute name for himself last night on a stage of a ton of excitement in that game, because I honestly think there were many people tuned in. 7 o'clock Thursday night, not a lot of conference games in college basketball are moving the needle. I don't know if the NBA's got you locked in, but if you're a USA supporter of baseball team, right, you're watching that game going, all right, again, what did I need? I needed Italy to win, or I need Mexico not to score more than, less than 4 runs.
And then it can't go to the 13th inning or something and like so that, too.
Stuff got weird, and then it got real simple, real fast, because Italy's up 2-0. Vinny hits the home run, obviously, early. They get 1, they get 2, and then all of a sudden, you start to look at yourself, and you're like, well, if Mexico scores 5, they lose. Mm-hmm. So if Italy gets to 4, the game's essentially over. So then once that got recognizable, and you're like, okay, once Team Italy gets to 4, it's over. But the story of last night and the story of today is Vinny Pasquantino and how he has now made himself more than what we call him here in Kansas City, which is the mouthpiece of this team. Mm-hmm. Damn, dude, he's a mouthpiece for Major League Baseball at this point. He's exactly what people like you, Bob, want from baseball athletes, because so many times I've heard you say, like, baseball guys are just, oh, great, yeah, we won. And most of them are.
They are. Yeah.
A lot of them are that way. And Vinny Pasquantino is different than that. He is colorful. He's funny. He's natural. Yep. It doesn't seem fake. He's recruited this entire Italy roster, and he's taking control of it. And credit to Gene, all the credit in the world, saying, look out for this team, and they're the sleeper team, because they have came into this tournament. They embarrassed the United States. Mm-hmm. And then last night, they played Mexico
and embarrassed them too,
and they blew them away. Like, we were like, well, what if they collab together and like, hey, let's just go, 4-3, let Mexico win this game, knock the United. No, they won their pool, swept their pool. They get the better matchup, and not only that, but Vinny Pasquantino in his post-game press conference, or not press conference, but in his post-game interview was perfect.
3 espresso shots in. How you feeling?
I'm caffeinated. I'm beamed up right now, so we're in a good spot.
So how many more boxes of those espresso pods are now on order?
As many as we need. We'll make it happen. So that was unbelievable, huh? You're welcome, USA. We were thinking of you guys over at your hotel. We were thinking of you guys, so I'm glad you guys could join us in the party.
So when you get back to your phone, Vinny, what's that text message going to say from Bobby Witt Jr.?
I'm hoping he's got a room key for me at his hotel. That's what I'm hoping for. That's it. No, I'm just joking around, but I don't know. I don't even know what I'm feeling right now. I've never felt this before. Like, I know we didn't win anything. We won the pool and we've advanced, but we weren't supposed to, right? I mean, we had expectations that we could, but we did. We knew what we needed to do tonight. And once we scored 4 runs, it was like, all right, we better win this thing. So it's, I don't know. It's pretty special. This is a really cool group. Whatever happens next, we're going to be ready for it. And I'm honored to just be a part of this.
It's awesome, man, and I couldn't be happier for Vinny. And just kind of behind the scenes a little bit, I've known Vinny since he was a minor league baseball player, and it was during COVID, and he called me to be on his podcast. And I've never experienced that before, with a minor leaguer or anybody for that matter. And we obviously have a mutual friend, and it came together that way. And he's like, yeah, would you be on my podcast? I'd like to get into media someday. I'm like, okay, cool. So during COVID, I sat there on a podcast. He was interviewing me, and it was so much fun. And I'm like, man, I hope this guy makes it to the big leagues someday. And then real quick, he started kind of sniffing the big leagues and finally got up here. And now I think Vinny Pasquantino right now is going to be one of those stars that Major League Baseball has to rally around. And I've even talked to Vinny over the years about being that entertaining guy. And I've always told him, I said, I appreciate that you're not just a baseball player. You understand the entertainment side of things and get people excited. And if you are a Royals fan today and you're not excited as F for this season after what we've just witnessed in the World Baseball Classic, then either you're living under a rock or you're just never going to be excited, because Maikel Garcia's doing good things. Bobby Witt Jr.'s doing good things. Obviously, Vinny Pasquantino. Cags had a big home run. You saw Michael Wacha pitch pretty good for Team USA.
Cags had a big World Baseball Classic.
Yeah. I mean, like, everybody right now that is playing for the Royals is doing a really nice job. I think the World Baseball Classic, quite frankly, has been more beneficial for the Royals than anybody else in Major League Baseball, because all of their players that are there are starring. I mean, it's been like Team USA. Bobby's making plays, and Paul Skeen's looking at him like he's never looked at Livy Dunn before. Vinny Pasquantino's hitting 3 home runs. Like, it's absolutely insane right now what's going on. And these are the moments that these Royals needed to have in order to get on that national stage and to get that buzz that Aaron Judge or Cal Raleigh or some of these other guys always have. The Royals needed this showing on the big stage to get people to say, yeah, Bobby can be the MVP. Vinny, hell, he's the heart and soul of the damn team. He's the heart and soul of Team Italy. He's the heart and soul of the Royals. He's the heart and soul of the World Baseball Classic. Maybe he's up for some honors. You get the names now starting to go with the faces for other folks in baseball who are locked into either the East Coast or the West Coast and don't pay attention to anything else. If you are a baseball fan right now, you have to know who Bobby Witt is. You have to know who Vinny Pasquantino is. And if you don't, I feel sorry for you. They've been the 2 biggest stars of this whole thing. This has been great for the Kansas City Royals.
I feel like Vinny Pasquantino is the next Pat McAfee.
Yeah. But the baseball version?
Well, Pat's he's a
he's
football
guy,
player, but he does everything. He's at everywhere. Baseball. Yeah, as far as that, yes.
Yeah, I kind of like that comp. I think that's going to be something that'll be interesting to follow, because Pat McAfee, when he was playing, was just a punter. It wasn't like anybody. And I remember when he quit punting, Josh and I had a conversation on the air. We go, "You're an idiot, man. Stay in the NFL and collect that money. The media business." Oh my God, look what Pat McAfee did. Yeah, exactly. We were like, "What a dope! He's quitting a high-paying job as a punter." Oh my God, 6 months later, it was like he obviously made the right decision, and we were idiots to say stay and kick. But, yeah, that's a really good comp. I like that. Vinny's got the ability to be a chameleon, just like Pat McAfee does. Relate to everybody, blend it across all the different sports. Like that is, and Vinny's done the right thing since he's come up to the big leagues. And even before, like I talked about him doing that podcast when he was in single A or double A, he's been working to get there and to use his platform to help his career after baseball. And hell, I mean, his play on the field now may help his career after baseball as much as anything if he continues this. I mean, he has been absolutely outstanding, and he is the straw that stirs the drink here in Kansas City. This team runs on Vinny Pasquantino, and if you take Vinny Pasquantino out of this team, you might as well not play a game this year for the Kansas City Royals because he is that valuable and that important. We're seeing it right before our eyes. I saw it last year. I saw it 2 years ago. Remember that last month of the season when he was out, and they kind of collapsed a little bit and held on, right? Yeah. Like, Vinny Pasquantino is the most important player inside that locker room. Maybe not the best player, but he's the most important player on this team. It is crazy how good he is.
Yeah, it's great because the one thing that you always get terrified of as a Kansas City Royals fan is a slow start. And if this sort of tournament is the momentum that they need to get the season going, I mean, Cags looks great. Vinny looks great. Bobby looks great. Michael looks fine. Salvi will be Salvi.
Michael 4 for 4 last night.
For sure. Like 2 doubles.
Yep.
Stud.
Yeah.
Stud.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, and that's, again, like the pitching's going to be a little bit probably better once they get to the regular season because a lot of teams are, not whatever they are, Great Britain or whoever. But, that's what's great is that the Royals players, the core, I would say, of the Royal team are performing better than any other players of any other team. Now, I know that obviously you've got guys that are balling out for the Dominican Republic like Juan Soto, or they don't need this. This is nothing to them. Juan Soto is a superstar. He plays in New York. He's played in New York. He's played in San Diego. He's won a World Series. He's got everything he needs. Tatis, same thing. Cheater as well. But also superstar. The Royals, this is a great shot of adrenaline for guys like the Royals roster with Vinny Pasquantino, Jack Caglione, Bobby Witt Jr., because now people are watching these guys perform, and now they're going to realize, like, oh, all those guys play on the same team? You know what? I might check out the Royals when they come into town. You know what? That Royals TV, I bet some subscriptions are spiking as well.
It's the greatest advertisement for whatever that is,
It's working. So it's great. And by the way, we do it again. Team USA versus Team Canada.
Hello, America.
Friday night.
Yeah, another rematch. Round 3. Let's go for the sweep.
U.S. women's hockey, U.S. men's hockey, World Baseball Classic, United States.
How cool is that? Let's go, man. Let's go. But Team Italy, I mean, they're scary. They may win the whole damn thing. They really might. I mean, they may win the whole damn thing. Unless DeRosa thinks they've already won it. I don't know.
You never know. But what we do know is that Vern's season preview show is tonight, 6 o'clock. With an extra hour. Goes from 6 until 8.
Wow.
He's got Cole Reagan's, Michael Garcia, and the theme of the season.
I can't wait for the theme. I love the theme.
Big time stuff from JV. And boy, if you had last night's fun, you get to carry that over tonight and do it on Vern's Hot Stove season preview show. Again, Cole Reagan's, Michael Garcia. Yes, that Michael Garcia that was 4 for 4 last night. And then the theme of the season. It's 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock here on 96.5 The Fan. And we come back, we'll get into some over-unders, and I'll make Bob feel old here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
Fescoe and Dusty.
Barry Hardy's is closed. Well, that's done.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. 96.5 The Fan.
Fellas, You know what time of the year it is. It's the season of love. Sex, intimacy, and love are essential to fulfilling relationships. Erectile dysfunction, though, can take a serious toll on all of that, stealing enjoyment, weakening intimacy, and placing stress on partners that can feel overwhelming. But ED doesn't have to continue impacting your relationship. Remember, men, it's not just about you. We all understand how important sex is in a relationship for you and for your partner. Erectile dysfunction can take that away, often creating serious strain on the relationship as well. That's why you should go see my people over at Heartland Men's Health. Heartland Men's Health treatments work when the pills or the herbals fail. They have treatments with success rates well over 90%. Some treatments can even have you last an hour or more. Heartland Men's Health is successfully treating men in the Kansas City area. So if ED is affecting you, it's time to get back to the sex, intimacy, and love and bring you closer together. Heartland Men's Health has 3 locations to serve you: Overland Park, Kansas; Independence, Missouri, between Blue Springs and Lee Summit; and North Kansas City. Call them today at 844-447-6600 or visit heartlandmenshealth.com.
Hey, March Matchups fans. BetMGM is offering a legendary experience for you and 3 of your friends in Vegas. Climb the BetMGM Court of Legends leaderboard for a chance to win the trip of a lifetime to Las Vegas to see Haley and Hannah Cavender face off at the Bellagio. Just sign into your BetMGM account, opt into the promotion, then start placing sports bets of at least $10 to climb the leaderboard. 25 winners will take home grand prize packages that include 4 tickets to the Court of Legends event featuring the Cavender twins, withdrawable funds for travel, a 3-night stay at the MGM Grand, and MGM Resorts credit. Make this March one to remember. Make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Kansas only. Existing customer offers. Subject to eligibility requirements. Withdrawable bonus dollars for flight money. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
JR & Company, the only roofing company offering a free lifetime warranty on workmanship and a free shingle upgrade that can save thousands in future insurance premiums. Locally owned, veteran owned, and family owned. Call JR today or visit jrstormcheck.com.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
If you're only good to your new friends, you're not going to have any old ones. Straight Talk gets it. That's why new and existing customers get free 5G phones on Verizon's 5G network. Pretty simple, really. You keep good people by being good people.
Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Taxes and fees apply. Plan purchase required for free phone offers. Copyright 2026 Verizon.
Hi, I'm Michael from the War and Treaty. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. Only Novo Nordisk makes FDA-approved Ozempic. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5 milligram, 1 milligram, and 2 milligrams.
By now, you've heard that Booth Creek Wagyu steaks and beef are the best tasting, most flavorful cuts you've ever had. And if you don't believe us, try it for free. Try Booth Creek Wagyu anytime at 95th and Knoll or 135th and Metcalf. Stop by our store and we'll prepare a free mouth-watering sample of your selected choice cut. Heart-healthy, low-cholesterol, authentic American, full-blooded Wagyu steaks and beef. We know you'll love it as much as we do. Crafted for exceptional beginnings. Join the Booth Creek Wagyu revolution at boothcreekwagyu.com.
Hi, I'm John Ray, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. Getting engaged? So friends, listen up. Shane Company engagement rings are protected with our all-inclusive free lifetime warranty. We stand behind the same quality we've offered since 1929. Our rings are crafted to last. It's why our warranty is the only one that protects your center stone. We also cover repairs, resizings, cleanings, and so much more. That's money you keep for you and your family. Because a friend always has your back. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Shawnee Mission Ford, on a mission to do more. Visit our inventory at ShawneeMissionFord.com.
Thank you for a great 2025 and promise to continue giving you reason to shop at Shawnee Mission Ford in 2026. Great selection of new and used vehicles, large discount, top trade allowance, and mobile service when you need it. There's no reason to go anywhere else. Shawnee Mission Ford, on a mission to do more in 26.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
Kansas side, 35 northbound, gets heavy around Johnson Drive, crawls into the 635 interchange with construction, down to one right lane, getting by. Exit ramp 635 northbound also blocked. Scheduled only till 6, so it could clear any time. South side, 435 eastbound, gets heavy past Row with an accident, overturned semi there, and 2 left lanes open. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Man, what a loaded day for college hoops today. This is like your appetizer to the big dance today, because a week from today is the first official day of spring, and it is the first official day of what will be the real start of the March Madness tournament. Obviously, I don't count those playing games that you'll get on Monday and Tuesday, Wednesday, the off day, and then everybody goes to sleep.
Isn't it Tuesday, Wednesday?
Is that how they do it now?
I can't remember now.
Okay.
You said Monday, Tuesday. I thought
It could be Tuesday, Wednesday. Either way, both teams that advance will get
Yeah.
knocked out, or all 4 teams, I would assume.
Well, unless you're VCU and you go all the way to the Final Four like they did that one year. They beat Kansas en route to go into the Final Four out of that play-in game. So, yeah, nobody watches those. I mean, maybe Mac does, but those haven't caught on, I don't think.
They caught on last year, remember? Because they had all those big schools.
Well, they had like
in
North Carolina.
Yeah.
Was that last year that they had North Carolina in it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we were like, this is strategic. They're going to keep doing this.
Yeah, try to get you to watch and pay attention to the thing.
Did you see our Aura boys back?
Who?
The Aura guy?
Oh, the guy who walks out of the
McNeese State now, baby.
Yes. He has the speaker and the whole
that
team.
guy?
Yes.
Yeah, cool.
Now he's just decked out in bling.
He's the team manager. Yeah.
Got the name on the back, too.
He
like that,
entered the
yeah.
transfer portal or
He
something.
did.
He did last year. That's right.
He
Yeah.
left with the coach.
Yeah, he did.
awesome.
And now they're going dancing because the 2 seed beat the 1 seed last night. Now he's going back to the tournament.
Good for him.
Can't make it up.
No, you can't. That was like a 30-point blowout, too, last night. And, of course, with 4 minutes left, they're fouling. It's a 30-point game. Stop this. We need to get to the Big 12 game.
NCAA March Madness on X, quote, they put a picture of him up. He's got more chains than that guy for the Detroit Tigers had in the outfield the other day, with a watch on, like Shador Sanders posing. And it's him. The picture is, and NCAA's tweet just says, "Dread it, run from it, or it arrives all the same."
Oh wow! So he's got the clock around his neck, like Uncle. What was his name for KU years ago?
No, he's doing the Shador with bling.
Oh, like that. Yeah, that guy.
He's back, baby.
He looks cool.
Yeah,
I mean, he's like a certified G right there, man.
He's getting laid more than I am.
Probably so. Yeah,
which isn't hard. He's got to get twice a year. So I said I was gonna make you feel old.
Yeah.
This was 25 years ago this weekend.
Better than most. How about him? That is better than most. Better than most.
That was the famous Tiger Woods putt from about 80 feet at the Players' Championship in the Better Than Most quote. That is 25 years old.
Wow.
This weekend.
It sounded 25 years old, too. But 20 doesn't seem like a long time anymore, Dusty. I mean, I've just been realizing that over the last couple of years. Like, when you were a kid and your parents are like, 20 years ago. I'm sure, Mac, you think 20 years ago was a long time, right?
I do in
Based
my life,
on where
not
you
in
are.
history.
Right, but
yes.
in your life, right?
Yeah,
you
of course.
Yes. Yeah, you feel like
25, I was 2.
You were 2. Yeah, exactly. And
I was
so
in 8th grade.
Yeah, and I look at 20 years ago and I go, I was doing mornings. You know, like that's what I was doing at another radio station, right? So the 20 years for me now, I look back and go, that feels like yesterday. And I always go, God, I remember when 20 years felt like a lifetime ago, when 20 years felt like a different lifetime. I mean, because when, you're a kid growing up in the 80s, like 20 years ago was the 60s. That seems so far away from where we were when we were growing up versus 2006 versus today. Like, that feels like it was yesterday. But, obviously a lot has changed in 20 years. Mm-hmm. But I think obviously more change from the 60s to the 80s than we are from 2006 to 2026, right? So many more innovations in the way society grew and all that kind of stuff. There were major changes in those 20 years. Not as many major changes, at least I don't think, because I've lived it, than we saw when, you were a kid and you think 20 years prior. And so, yeah, it's really weird how 20 years, it sounds like a lot. And then I go, I didn't know exactly. Well, like I met my wife 20 years ago, so 20 years for me is like a blink of an eye now. 25 years is becoming like a blink of an eye. And so it sucks how fast time moves. You start to realize that when you get older and you're like, man, that was 20 years ago. That feels like yesterday. I wish I was at the age of where 20 years ago felt like I didn't exist.
Yeah, 816 says 20, half my life, and yet it feels very, very close.
Yeah. Yeah, 20 years ago was nothing. 20 years ago, you were 2.
Hello, America.
I love it. It's so good.
It's great.
What were you doing 20 years ago? Same damn thing I'm doing now. What were you doing? I was 2.
I was still packing my lunch going to school.
Yeah. It's like...
I said he's going to feel old.
You did it.
Yep.
I don't know if it makes me feel old. It's just like, it just makes you feel how fast time goes. You know, like you think, I'll never, I remember when I turned 30. Wow. And then when I turned 40, I'm like, holy crap. I remember when my dad turned 40. It was awful. Oh my God. Now I'm going to be 50 in a year and a month.
Yeah,
you know,
it's
like,
crazy.
wow. Like it just flies, man. It just flies by.
Yeah, it's great. I can't wait for that tournament that starts today. Plus, you have all the Big 12 action going down at the T-Mobile Center today. Is now what are we down to? 8 teams left in that tournament. So we've got Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday the championship game, and then obviously Sunday's amazing because you have Selection Sunday for the college basketball tournament that we all love to fill out a bracket of, which is kind of interesting. Like, I don't know if that's like a poll question. Like, how many brackets do you fill out, one or more than one?
It's a good one for next week. Yeah, I'm a strictly one guy.
I'm just a one guy. I know there's some people that are like 2. 2's my limit. That's what I do. I do one fun one I try to take serious. Or maybe you have a buddy that has a different job, obviously, than you, and he's like, hey, man, for $10, you want to fill out a bracket? And, like, just go to this website. Because now it's great. You don't even have to print it off anymore. It's just on your phone on an app like CBS app. Fill it out, and it tracks it for you. You don't have to get the high. Because I do miss that.
I still like printing it off and filling it out and doing all that. I still like that.
I was always in charge of that for my family. I had all the brackets out, and I kept track of everyone and did the points. I liked that.
My mom would always try to do one and beat me because she's like, you're the sports guy.
I'm going to beat you.
I'm going to beat you, and probably did most times because the people who you think know the most know the least. I mean, it's
100%.
Especially with March Madness because you start to realize nobody's watching these games until now. I mean, nobody's paying any attention to what's going on in college basketball, so nobody has a real handle on anything. And so that's what I think it makes it fun because, like the Olympics, we're all experts at college basketball once, March rolls around. I saw a tweet from Jeff Goodman yesterday, and, he works for the Field of 68, I think now.
Brother?
John's kid, actually, and he said about the bubble teams, he goes, screw the bubble teams. Let's go back to 64. And I'm with him, too, on this one. I mean, I know the tournament's going to expand, and we've talked about the reasons why ad nauseum about why it's going to expand. But we always debate these bubble teams, and none of them really have a chance to win a national championship. It just makes for like good fodder, I think for after they release the bracket of who got screwed. But ultimately, those teams that get left out, they were left out for a reason. They're just not good enough to be in the NCAA tournament. And I'm fine having it to be a select few teams that make it. And I mean, what are there 360 NCAA Division I teams roughly, and 68 make the field? That's a pretty good percentage of teams, like rewarding the teams to make the postseason, not letting everybody in the postseason. I know they're going to expand it, but if they went back to 64, I don't think anybody would be upset. It's like the one sport that nobody wants more of. We love it the way it is. And I think big part of the reason is, what's it going to do to our bracket if we go to 72? Because the bracket is perfect at 64, I
think the biggest part about it is that it gives everybody more than just the anticipation to wait till Thursday. You get the conference tournaments, they all in Saturday. You have Selection Sunday, some in on Sunday afternoon. But you have the Selection Sunday show, obviously, and then it would just be like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You're like, gosh, I just want this tournament to start. Now you have 2 days before it starts. But today, obviously, you talk about a bubble team. That is Kentucky, who is, I think, considered maybe a bubble team. Maybe they're in. They play Missouri today at 11:30, so that starts the SEC tournament over there. And then you look at the Big 12 tournament start today. I believe it is Arizona versus who was it?
It ain't Arizona State.
It's Arizona. It's Iowa State, Texas Tech at 11:30. So maybe
it's a great one.
Maybe Patrick Mahomes is an early start to his day today.
Yep.
Great game there. 2:00 is UCF and Arizona. 6:00 is BYU and Houston. And AJ DeBanza is putting on a show and probably showing that he's going to be the number 1 overall pick in the NBA draft.
I think Andy Reid's looking at him as a tight end potentially.
Could be
chasing Kevin Durant's records.
No doubt. Now. Yeah. What do you have? 40 and 27. So he's had 67 points in 2 games. TCU Kansas at 8:30. All that taking place at the T-Mobile Arena. So
and that game for Kansas will probably start about 8:45, closer to 9 o'clock.
And Mac will be there. You'll also be at Arrowhead today as well. That's why he's looking all sharp today. And our Big 12 tournament coverage and scores is presented by Busey Bank, the official bank of the Big 12. But Mac, free agents are going to get announced today at one Arrowhead Drive, I believe. And Kenneth Walker III, we call him as a professional name. He's your starting running back going into 2026, and some of his over-unders are out.
Yeah, let me ask you guys this, because you're obviously more in tune to some of the numbers than I am. I'm just wondering, like, if this makes it a good move, if he reaches these numbers, right? Let's just talk about reaching these numbers, because his regular season rushing yards, 925.5, regular season touchdowns, 6.5, 30.5 regular season receptions, 295.5 receiving yards. If he met all of those, that's a hell of a sign by the Kansas City Chiefs, I would imagine, right? Like, you'd be pleased if at the end of the year, Kenneth Walker had like 957, 31 receptions, and 300 receiving yards. That's a big part of your offense. Like, you'd be stoked if he went over at everything, right?
Absolutely. 1,200 all-purpose yards instilled into this offense in the backfield, and a lot of those yards are being off of explosive plays and really kickstarting a drive. 100%. Would I like to see the 1,000 mark on the rushing? Of course. Sure. That's pleasing to the eye. But if you get 950, that's better than we've had from one guy. Yeah. Not two guys, and here's this third guy who comes in on third downs, and he's part of the rushing yards, and here's Mahomes. He's the leading rusher for 2 weeks. Like, no. That is consistent and stable, and that'll put the Chiefs in a good position to succeed on offense. I'm in on that, man.
I think it will, too. I think it'll be outstanding if you can finally have that one running back that you can count on. It just makes everything so much easier. And, you know, I was reading some quotes from Pete Carroll yesterday, who kind of surfaced now because Geno Smith went back to the Jets, and he goes, we screwed that up. We didn't give him an offensive line, and we didn't give him any opportunity. We failed there. And I think that's kind of what the Chiefs did last year. They failed Patrick Mahomes last year by not having, and they failed their offensive line by not having any sort of semblance of a running game. I can't remember the last individual back that would put up numbers like that for the Chiefs. Maybe Kareem Hunt his rookie year. I mean, you probably have to go back that far. But I think right now, man, if you're going to sign me up for 950 yards and 7 touchdowns, I'll take that, you know, every single day of the week. Now, the question I have for you guys is, will Andy Reid allow and coach and call plays to allow those big numbers to happen from that running back position?
Yeah, I think that's why they bring in Eric Bieniemy. They've shown you what their biggest problem was this past season, and it was the running game. They brought back Eric Bieniemy, whether that was the accountability sort of thing that they wanted to bring back, and maybe that was Andy Reid looking at himself in the mirror, being like, I need to go back, and the one guy I trust to get us back to that sort of ground and pound sort of theory that we get implicated into this offense is Eric Bieniemy. And then the first thing they did was strike first in free agency to the running back market. They went and got the number one name available. Will it work out? I hope. Kenneth Walker III, his rookie year, had 1,050 yards. He had 905 in his second year, was injured in his third, played 11 games, and had 573. You would think pacing towards 1,000. And then last year had a great year, had 1,000 yards rushing, 1,027 to be exact. So yards per game of what his career is, a 4-year sample size, he's averaging about 61.3 a game.
Is that a lot? Is that a good number?
I'll take that.
Yeah,
I mean, that's good.
That's, I mean, way more than we were averaging last year, probably a game rushing the ball.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That's probably what Mahomes was averaging the first 5 weeks of the season, was 61 yards a carry or a game. But the thing about that is, most of the time, Kenneth Walker III has had somebody else with him, whether that's Zach Charbonnet or whoever was put into that role as the other running back. So are the Chiefs going to do that here, or is this a move where it's like, you're our 3-down back? You've never done it. You're at that age now and that experience level in the NFL. You'll be 26. You're here for 3 years. Let's really make you a bell cow style of running back and see if they do that. Or do we do what we kind of want to see them do, which is carry that same type of narrative that is the NFL nowadays, where you have your 1-2 back and then you have your guy that's your third down scat back that can kind of do it all. So you're not taxing your running back. I'm not sure what they do, but the question that reigns supreme is the one that you've asked us. Will Andy Reid now incorporate a new stylistic way of running this offense with your quarterback coming off a catastrophic knee injury, your tight end coming back for his 14th year, and who the hell knows other than Tyquan Thornton as a reliable wide receiver.
Yeah,
so.
I do believe that Andy will adjust and adapt. Andy has been one of the great adjusters and adapters, and I'll use this as a caveat too. Hard to do that in the middle of a season too when you don't have the personnel, right? Like last year, it was hard to do, but that was a fail on them going into the season, not realizing that they weren't, efficient, if you will. And that's the only word I'm going to use there, efficient at the running back position, because they weren't efficient. They had nothing at that running back position. And then the league changed, and they were a step behind on this one. But I do think Andy adjusts. I do think Andy changes, and I do think we see a lot from that running back position this year, because as Dusty keeps mentioning, man, you got a quarterback with a knees that's, busted up. You've got to start taking pressure off that 30-year-old. You have to start making the game, quote unquote, easier for him as he continues to get older, because as he continues to get older, well, his level's going to drop off. It happens with every athlete, right? And so you've got to find ways to continue to maximize Patrick Mahomes, and the best way to maximize a 30-year-old now at quarterback, take a little bit of pressure off him. Take a little bit of pressure off him. Let the young guy run. Let the boom, over the top, hit him for a touchdown. Get people to start respecting the play action pass.
That'll be nice.
Because nobody respects the play action right now. Nobody's respected the R and RPO. I think they just call them a PO. And so
it pisses me off.
Yeah, right. Not like pissed, but yeah. So the R never existed there. Now there's no excuse to ignore the R. You've got a guy. You've got the ability to do play action. You've got the ability to actually do an RPO where you can actually feel comfortable of handing that football off. Like, I think we're going to realize after we see the way that this season starts for the Chiefs, just how bad those running backs were last year. And maybe we'll start to adjust and realize it wasn't on the play calling. It was on the fact that Isaiah Pacheco lost it. And he's going to the Lions, and a buddy of ours, Lion fan, texted a couple of us yesterday, go, what are we getting? And it was just like, I don't know, not much.
Yeah, not much. A guy who had, I believe, 2 carries he had 0 carries within the 5-yard line. That just tells you how much the Chiefs trusted him in any situation that actually mattered. Pacheco, even though how poor he was down the stretch, 7th-round pick, he reached that 925-yard mark a couple of times, at least once, if not twice. He got close to it over 800 another season. Kenneth Walker should be able to do that. And Andy Reid, to me, I kind of think that trope is he maximized what the team had, which was the best quarterback and the best passing game. And what do you want to do? Run the ball with Isaiah Pacheco and a 31-year-old Kareem Hunt off the couch? You got to give him something too. And they did that. Now it is up to him. But when we've seen him get something, he made 7th-round pick Isaiah Pacheco look pretty darn good at running back. Kareem Hunt led the league in rushing yards. We've seen him succeed with Charles, Brian Westbrook, LaShawn McCoy. He'll use a running back, and I think we'll find him using out Walker. I do like your question, Dusty, of what will that role be? Is it bell cow that we saw him be for 6 weeks on the Seahawks and kind of explode and got this big contract, or is it going to be what he was for the 3.5 years of the rest of his career?
I don't think you need a bell cow. I think you still need to Dusty's point as well. You still need another running back. We're not done in the running back department. I don't think. I think you still need to get another option out there, because if you want to do what's best for Kenneth Walker, you got to get him a running mate. The best running backs usually have a running mate that they can go along with. You have to have that in the NFL, especially today's day and age in the NFL, where defenses are fast, they're hitting harder than ever, they're ready to come up to the line of scrimmage and destroy you. You need that depth. You need that counterpunch at the running back position.
I've always worried as we transition to just the NFL of it becoming stale off its old product. And you're kind of coming around on this.
You've been very loud about that. Mac has been very loud about that. And I just thought yesterday with the day before Thanksgiving announcement potentially happening with a game, I'm like, it's just another game that they're moving off that Sunday slate that they've owned, right? No other league has owned a day ever like the NFL has owned Sundays. It's just what it is, right? And we saw the Netflix story last week that they don't want to invest in long seasons of sports. They want standalone events. And obviously the NFL is creating this Wednesday before Thanksgiving as a standalone event. But you don't want to get to the point where the NFL is diluting its schedule and it's becoming an everyday sport, where the beauty of the NFL, and I think the lure of the NFL, is that you can be a fan of your team and only have to dedicate 3 hours a week to your team. And that, I think, is the beauty truly of the NFL. If you're a Chiefs fan, it costs you 3 hours out of your week to be a fan and to watch your game. You know when it's going to be played. You know where it's going to be. You've made your arrangements around it. If they continue to piecemeal this schedule, and you got a game on a Tuesday and a Wednesday and a Thursday and a Saturday and a Sunday and a Monday, those games don't become as big. They don't become as valuable. It becomes too much white noise when you have all that out there. Look at baseball. Look at the NBA right now. There's way too many games. There's way too many nights with this stuff going on. All these other leagues are talking about condensing their schedule. Well, the NFL essentially plays more games than any other league because they play 17. Times that by 10, that's 170. Major League Baseball plays 162, right? The NBA plays 82, 81 games, 82 games. Yep. Hockey plays 80 games. So you've got a situation where when you do it like percentage-wise, the NFL is actually playing more games than anybody else percentage-wise, but they've already done it on 1 day a week. If you continue to play every single night, it just doesn't make the league as special, in my opinion, because it's on every night. And when something's on every night, like, I'll catch it the next night. But if it's a big day and a big night like Sundays has been for the NFL, I think you're more apt to watch. I just hope the NFL doesn't continue to push this narrative of, we got to farm this game off, farm this game off, farm that game off. And people are like, Tuesday, I got kid stuff, man. I don't have time for the Bengals and Jags.
No, it's just becoming a gluttonous product.
Yeah.
It's becoming the fast food world. At first, it was like McDonald's, KFC, Burger King, Wendy's. Now there's Freddy's, there's Culver's, there's all these taco places, there's all of this. And now all those places are shutting down because people just are like, I don't want this product anymore. Now, there will still be your overeaters. Yep. That's just the way it's going to be. You're never going to get rid of it. And those people will still come to the TV on Tuesday night. Those people will still go to the TV on Wednesday night because they're addicted. They're hooked. They're into it. It doesn't matter. It tells you right there. Caloric intake, 2,200 calories.
Give me
That's
two.
fine. I'll just work tomorrow. I'll work it off tomorrow. This game starts at 9 o'clock on a Wednesday night. You got to get up at 6 o'clock, Randy. That's all right. I'll take a nap when I get home. So it's going to keep happening, but there are going to be a lot of people that are going to get stale with the product.
Yeah.
That's just the way it's going to be because not everybody is a gluttonous person with this product like myself, where I gamble on a Thursday night, even if it is Arizona versus the Jets, or Sunday afternoon when the slate is only 3 games. But you know what? I'm going to parlay all 3 of those. I don't need to go through the drive-thru every time. Maybe just go cook your own meal.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the NFL, eventually there will be so much over an abundance of it that a lot of people will be like, I don't know. I watch this.
Back, where are you on this one?
Oh, yeah, completely the same. Yeah, they're over inundating us. And I think, that Sunday product is what's so special. How often do you watch, 80% of another league every time? Like, you don't watch every other NBA team play. I haven't even seen 4 or 5 NBA teams play a game this whole season.
Yeah.
Like, I watch every NFL team play probably half their season. That's the way, I'm a little extra, but still, like, a lot of just casual fans will see maybe every team play at least one game the whole season. That doesn't happen in any other sport.
Mm-hmm.
What they have is unique, and they're going to, if they're not careful, they are going to squander it.
Well, it is. I keep talking about the Midas with the golden touch, right? Everything you touch
100%.
turns to gold, and then all of a sudden it's like it's over. And you don't want to get to that situation where the NFL is. And, I take the old Johnny Carson line. When he retired, you never heard from Johnny Carson ever again. He just disappeared. You leave them wanting more. And I think the NFL has been great up to a point of making us want more. When Sunday ends, you can't wait till next Sunday, right? You're like, all right, the next week. You start having games every day, you lose that excitement, you lose that allure, you lose that anticipation, you lose that FOMO, I think, too, where people will see a game on TV and they're like, it's on every night. I don't need to be there at my TV. And I think more and more people will be that way, and they'll be like, Tuesday night, I got other things to do. I just know how busy we are as a family. I can't imagine people with more kids or more things going on, how busy they are. And you just don't want to force people to have to go watch a game on a Tuesday night when they're used to watching those games on a Sunday. You don't want to have people check out on your product. And I think overexposure could do that.
Speaking of overexposure, nothing really feels big anymore, and we'll explain what we mean by that on the other side here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
This is voice of the Wildcats, Wyatt Thompson, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for K-State Athletics, 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, I'll tell you, my friends over at Park and Go are ready for you. It is spring break, and everybody's going to be heading out of town. And if you're flying this spring break, you need to park at Park and Go. We park there every time we fly out of KCI because it's just awesome. It's the flat-out best when it comes to parking. And there are a lot of reasons why it's the best. Number one, every spot is covered parking. Number two, their customer service is off the charts. And number three, they pick you up as soon as you pull into your spot. It's magical at Park and Go. Here's what you're going to do. Make your reservation at bookparkandgo.com to reserve that covered parking spot. Prepay, because when you prepay, you save money and get their lowest rate. Then you're ready to go. Show up on the day of your flight, give them your reservation number, and they'll direct you to that covered parking spot they reserved for you. As soon as you get to that spot, the van will be there, and it takes you right to the airport terminal. No waiting at all. And when you get back, parking goes waiting for you. Grab your bags, walk off the plane, walk outside, jump on that bus, and it's right back to the trunk of your car. And do what we did. Join their frequent parker program and earn points towards free parking. Reserve your spot today at bookparkandgo.com. The best deals in parking. Bookparkandgo.com. Park and Go, family owned and operated.
There's a simple reason to buy from New Century Ram, Jeep, and Dodge in Paola. They're honest guys who don't add big city overhead to the price. Shop the full lineup of new and used cars, trucks, Rams, and Jeeps at New Century Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram.com. That's New Century Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram.com. And for 2026, the powerful V8 Hemi is back in Ram trucks. Just 20 minutes south of the city, and you'll save thousands. New Century Ram, Jeep, and Dodge. You'll always pay less in Paola.
I stopped smoking with Mark Patrick's hypnosis when nothing else worked. 1 year later, my wife Michelle and I attended the Mark Patrick Weight Loss Hypnosis Seminar. In 2 months, lost 43 pounds, and she lost 18 pounds.
And we feel
great.
Join Mark Patrick Hypnosis and lose the weight or stop smoking. Only $59.99 guaranteed or your money back. Hypnosis, Wednesday, April 1st at the Wingate by Wyndham, Kansas City. Formerly Sure Stay Plus by Best Western in Kansas City. Lose weight hypnosis, 5:30 p.m. Stop smoking hypnosis, 8 p.m. Sign up at markpatrickseminars.com.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
So I opened a restaurant and needed everything. Menus, signage, catering brochures.
Everything and then some.
I went to Staples. They printed it all and even suggested takeout menus.
One money pit with a side of fries.
But now at Staples, you get up to $125 off custom print orders.
$125 off. Now you're cooking. Brand your business in a big way at Staples.
That was easy.
Shop Staples in store, online, or in the app by 4/4 to unlock. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
When I wake up
the best mornings
in the morning light,
start with Wrangler.
I pull on my jeans and I feel alright.
Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
Come on. No! It's just a golf lesson, champ. Loosen up. I can't. See that Hyundai Santa Fe? Yeah. I only paid to know. Finish up on your own. I gotta run.
Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days on the Hyundai Tucson, Tucson Hybrid, Santa Fe, or Santa Fe Hybrid. Now, during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Hurry, offer ends March 31st. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
Save $10 on a pair of Rain-X Latitude wiper blades at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Our professional parts people will even install them for free.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. Hey, March Matchups fans. BetMGM is offering a legendary experience for you and 3 of your friends in Vegas. Climb the BetMGM Court of Legends leaderboard for a chance to win the trip of a lifetime to Las Vegas to see Haley and Hannah Cavender face off at the Bellagio. Just sign into your BetMGM account, opt into the promotion, then start placing sports bets of at least $10 to climb the leaderboard. 25 winners will take home grand prize packages that include 4 tickets to the Court of Legends event featuring the Cavender twins, withdrawable funds for travel, a 3-night stay at the MGM Grand, and MGM Resorts credit. Make this March one to remember. Make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Missouri only. New and existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Withdrawable bonus dollars for flight money. Please gamble responsibly.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
Traffic for DM Entry Law, south side 435 eastbound, pretty heavy before Knoll, stays very slow overpast Row with an accident, only the 2 left lanes getting by. Missouri side inbound 70 coming in from Blue Springs, things get heavy before Little Blue Parkway, stay very slow over towards Lee Summit Road, accident there blocking the left lane. Give me one good reason why I should call DM Law. How about 3 great reasons? 1, it's easy. 2, it's fast. 3, the results. Mike's got this. 816-888-7500. Mike's got this. Choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Back at it on Thursday. We'll be joined by Ben Maller in about 30 minutes here on 96.5 The Fan, brought to you by the Landing in Liberty. A week from today, spring officially begins. A week from today, the real March Madness tournament begins, and today the real Big 12 tournament begins at the T-Mobile Center. I know that I'm hard. T-Mobile Arena, T-Mobile Center, Sprint Center, whatever you want to call it.
Sprint Center.
Yeah, right. So all that is starting to get going. This is why I love this time of year. You have college basketball tournaments. You have baseball starting up. I mean, I believe we're 2 weeks away from opening day in Major League Baseball.
I think isn't there a Wednesday night game, right? Like the Giants and Yankees do that Wednesday night thing, and then Thursday some teams open, and we don't open till Friday night.
They call that opening night, and then they go to opening day, which is going to be great. And then Team USA will play Team Canada Friday at, I believe, 7 o'clock. So that'll be a fun one to watch. Maybe it wasn't a fun one to watch, but there were people up in arms yesterday on every show that I watched of the Bam Adebayo game of 83 points. One of you says that you were wrong about the Bam Adebayo game and that you are sorry to him.
Yeah, I am sorry to him, and I was wrong.
Okay.
And I listened to some people and read some stuff from people who know more than this about me and have watched more basketball and know the history of this game and looked up some history of these scoring records. None of these one-game scoring records are ethical. They're all going for it. The games are over in the fourth quarter. They shoot way too many shots, and they're chasing records. And you know what? It's fun. They start off super hot, like Bam did, 30 in the first, maybe 45 in a half, 50 and a half, and go, okay, we're going to do this. We're going to push this. We're going to pass him the ball. And most of the time, those games are over by the fourth quarter. Kobe's game, they were up by 17 with 4.5 or 5 minutes left. He shot 17 of their 21 shots in the fourth quarter. He shot all their free throws in the fourth quarter. You know, you look at points scored in the fourth of their historic games. Wilt scored 31 of his 100 in the fourth quarter. Kobe, 28 of his 81. And then Bam, 21 of his 83 in the fourth quarter. So I just think, and those fouls were legit. You know, we're watching those highlights, watching the game. The fouls were absolutely legit. And I had it wrong. I think the Wizards actually didn't want it to happen. They were very against it, and it was actually the Heat. And if you want to get mad at Spoelstra for him doing the fouls and keeping the game going on, totally get it. But as we said, that's a guy vying for his player and wanting him to get a record. And I'm going to say good for Bam Adebayo and good for good for records. You know, that none of them are ethical anyways, so it was fun.
Yeah, it's interesting because I think you just changed my opinion on this whole thing, and I appreciate you doing all that research and you know, making me go, all right, maybe they aren't all ethical like that. When you start to think about it, you get close to something, everybody's like, yeah, let's go for it and see what happens. And, you know, it's kind of cool. It got people talking about the league. My sister texted me, she goes, my nephew, who's bar mitzvahs this week, and he wore his Bam jersey to school yesterday because his dad's a huge Heat fan, and so I guess he's been a fan of this guy forever. He wore it to school, and I didn't respond because I just wasn't going to respond like it wasn't that big a deal. But when you start to kind of talk about it and look at the history of how these, you know, ethical records came to be, yeah, you're probably going to say to yourself, hey, let's go see if we can do this. Let's get the guy the record. And I just didn't like that so many of the points came at the line, where like a lot of those other guys that you just talked about, Wilt and Kobe, the majority of their points did not come at the charity stripe, right? And that's where I feel like a little icky about that, is like so many free throws that he attempted, took, and made in that game contributed to those 81 or 83 points that he had. I would have loved to have seen it where it was a little bit less at the line, you know, like maybe 20 shots like Kobe had at the line during his 81-point night. That's the only thing that kind of holds me back, is all of that. But yeah, the outcry yesterday, man, some guy set a huge record, the second biggest night in the history of the NBA, And there wasn't one person that was really celebrating that moment other than probably his teammates and his fans. Everybody was like, nah, I'm not buying that. But you kind of convinced me to go, you know what? The hell with it. You know, it was entertaining.
Yes, it was fun.
Yeah.
It was good. We should just have fun in sports. That was a big night for Bam. Good for him.
Yeah, and we don't. You're right. We should have more fun. We don't get a lot of nights like that, and we're all so quick, myself included, to find the why it shouldn't have happened, as opposed to going, you know what, that was kind of cool, and just kind of accept it and move on.
Cool.
You know, yeah.
Yeah, I'm still where I was yesterday. I'm not. I don't think it's great. I mean, I don't like the fact that the Heat were fouling to get the ball to him. He shot an NBA record amount of free throws and made an NBA record amount of free throws. And to throw research into it, he averages 4.5 free throws a game.
Yeah.
But I mean, okay, I don't know if that's relevant to when if he was fouled, though, he was fouled.
But also,
you know what I mean?
The game was over, and yet they're purposely fouling the losing team to get the ball back. So that to me is not in my mind, natural. And then the fact that there was a record amount of free throws shot and a record amount of free throws made. I'm not taking away that he made the shots. I can't do that. He did that. But again, the Wizards are not a great team. To me, it was I don't know. It doesn't move my needle, I guess I would say, and it doesn't change my opinion on it because of those outlier type of stats.
And you're right about the movement of the needle, because I'm not going to think about this guy ever again. I'll be honest with you. And that's kind of the culture in which we live today, too, though. Something big happens, we talk about it for 24 hours, and we're on to the next. Because in 2 weeks, if you ask me who has the second most points in an NBA game, I am going to say Kobe Bryant.
That's fine.
I am going to say Kobe Bryant. Now, again, had this, like we talked about yesterday, been Wemby or Cooper or somebody like that, then we're having better conversations, and I think we're more excited about it, because I think for the casual NBA fan, of which I am at best, that's a nondescript guy. Doesn't really move the needle for anybody. But if it was a bigger star like Wilt, like Kobe, oh my God, we're celebrating it because that's one of the big stars of the game that everybody knows. A lot of people probably had to go to the Google yesterday and go, who the hell is this guy? Once they found out who he was, then they could react to that record. You know?
Yeah, I don't have the mentality of he's a no-name, because he's not. He's an all-star. He's a great player. But again, you look at all the other players that you mentioned, even if you were to mention Jordan's 60-plus game, it's that position. Bam's never been that type of guy. And to the text line saying, oh, well, free throws are free throws. That's part of the game. They fouled him. He made the free throws. I'm not mad about those fouls. I'm mad about the fact that the Heat were fouling, and they were up by as much as they were just to get him the ball. It was almost like it was forced.
Yeah,
and
late in the game, it got that way.
Yeah,
I agree.
It 100% got that way. They were fouling the Wizards at half court before they even crossed the ball over. And again, the record amount of free throws shot, the record amount of free throws made, sure, but those also don't happen if the Heat aren't fouling to get the ball back. Yeah. So to me, it's just
that's a great point by you too, man. It's really an interesting
you're not going to score
dichotomy.
80 ethically or naturally. Kobe Bryant stays in that game and shoots 17 of their 20 shots in the fourth quarter when they're already up by 15. You know what I mean? You're not going to score. Wilt Chamberlain scores. They're passing the ball the whole second half to get to 100, or as they say, we don't actually know.
But the Heat throwing lasers at the rim to miss the shot.
I'll say no one, and to the Wizards being a bad team, comes from Hoops Hype. No one's ever scored 70 points in a win against a winning team. Only MJ scored over 65, and it was in a game that went into overtime. So these games happen against bad teams.
Yeah,
they score 40
and this time of year, people are checked out.
Yep. And you go for it. So I can see where you're coming from, Dusty, but I think it's awesome.
Well, and I found this tweet yesterday, and it says there's an interesting case study to be had about nothing in sports feeling legendary anymore. I don't think it's a nostalgia thing at all. I think it's the rise of social media and accessibility, so we move on from everything immediately. I don't disagree with that, because if this was, and somebody made the comment on that thread, this is where Sports Illustrated's loss is being felt, because you get that magazine 4 days later, and Bam would be on the cover of Sports Illustrated, and everybody would be talking about it. Again, things happen now, and we just move on. Like I said, in 2 weeks, you ask me who has the second most points in an NBA game, I'm going to say Kobe Bryant. That's just the way society works right now. I don't necessarily disagree with that, because that guy dropped 83 last night, and you would have thought he had 20.
To me,
the way the people reacted,
To me, it just gives me the same kind of ick feeling that we got when Favre laid down for Strahan.
Yeah, and that's a lot of the feeling, yeah. I asked you guys that yesterday, if that's the feeling you got on that. And everybody's like, yeah.
Who knows? Maybe Wilt Chamberlain and come back and be like, you stole my record, Bam, and I want it back. Just kidding. There is the heart and soul of the Royals, and boy, was he a very, very awesome piece last night on television. We'll get to that next year on 96.5 The Fan, your home for the Kansas City Royals.
You're listening to Bob Fescoe.
I'm surprised nobody punched him in the jaw yet.
And Dusty Likens.
He's a hoe, and I want that known.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you, over at QC Kinetics, they're going to make you feel better, and you're not going to have surgery, downtime, meds, any of that. You're going to talk to my friends at QC Kinetics, and your joints are going to be feeling great. 40,000 people nationwide have benefited from QC Kinetics. And if you have that pain in your joints, in your elbow, in your back, in your hips, anywhere it's bothering you, you need to get a free consultation at QC Kinetics, because the QC Kinetics medical professionals use the latest regenerative treatments backed by real science, treatments that take the tiny, powerful healing tools inside your body and concentrate them right where you need that relief. The sooner you start, the sooner that inflammation eases and the sooner joint damage slows down, because no one's going to sign up for being older than you should. So find out if you're a candidate for QC Kinetics regenerative treatments. Your visit and your consultation is free. Call them today at 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. QC Kinetics off 435 in State Line and in Gladstone, 816-412-6299.
For over 35 years, we've been protecting homes across Kansas City, one roof at a time. That's more than 3 decades, more than 35,000 roofs installed, and 35,000 happy customers. We're proud to be voted best roofing company in Johnson County and all of Kansas City. At Century Roofing, we don't just build roofs, we build trust that lasts for generations. Experience matters, reputation counts, and we stand behind every roof we install. Trust the pillars of strength with KC-based and female-owned. Century Roofing, KC.com.
Century Roofing, trust the pillars of strength.
Doug. There's nowhere I wouldn't go to help someone customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual, even if it means sitting front row at a comedy show.
Hey everyone, check out this guy and his bird. What is this, your first date?
Oh, no. We help people customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual together. We're married. Me to a human, him to a bird.
Yeah, the bird looks out of your league anyways.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Did you know about 1 in 3 people with plaque psoriasis may also develop psoriatic arthritis, which causes joint pain, stiffness, and swelling? Does this sound like you? Listen to what it sounds like to be a million miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy, and for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Imagine being a million miles away. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Visit Tremfya.com or call 1-800-526-7736.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Jay's Southland Tow Service. Be in the know and call Jay's Southland Tow on the Missouri side. 70 westbound starts to slow at Woods Chapel. Crawls from Little Blue Parkway over past 470 with an accident in the left lane. Having unexpected car trouble or just in a car accident, call Jay's Southland Tow Service. 816-779-4869 or southlandtow.com. Use the tow service trusted by most local police departments. They can do it all, so be in the know and call Jay's Southland Tow. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
The Drive's Papa Shot Tournament is Wednesday, March 18th at Draftcade starting at 6:30. This is your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan. KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City. An Odyssey sports station.
3 espresso shots in. How you feeling?
I'm caffeinated. I'm beamed up right now, so we're in a good spot.
So how many more boxes of those espresso pods are now on order?
As many as we need. We'll make it happen. So That was unbelievable, huh? You're welcome, USA. We were thinking of you guys over at your hotel. We were thinking of you guys, so I'm glad you guys could join us in the party.
So when you get back to your phone, Vinny, what's that text message going to say from Bobby Witt Jr.?
I'm hoping he's got a room key for me at his hotel. That's what I'm hoping for. That's it. No, I'm just joking around, but I don't know. I don't even know what I'm feeling right now. I've never felt this before. Like, I know we didn't win anything. We won the pool and we've advanced, but just we weren't supposed to, right? I mean, we had expectations that we could, but we did. We knew what we needed to do tonight. And once we scored 4 runs, it was like, all right, we better win this thing. So it's I don't know. It's pretty special. This is a really cool group. Whatever happens next, we're going to be ready for it, and I'm honored to just be a part of this.
That there was Vinny Pasquantino via Fox Sports 1 post-game interview. You're welcome, USA.
Are we rooting for Italy or Team USA now? I mean, be honest with yourselves, because it has to be both, right? Because that Team Italy, obviously with Vinny Pasquantino on it and the way that they've been playing, like if you haven't been captivated by the Italian team, my God, you weren't paying attention to us when Gene was telling us to pay attention to the Italian team, right? And look at the way that they're playing. They're fun. They're loving the moment. And Vinny Pasquantino is becoming a major star in the World Baseball Classic, and that is going to carry over into the regular season. Vinny Pasquantino is the heart and soul of this baseball team here in Kansas City, and he's the heart and soul of that baseball team, obviously for Team Italy as well. I'm not saying he's the best player on the team, because Bobby's the best player, and maybe he's the best player on Team Italy. I don't know that, the answer to that question yet. But I do know that Vinny Pasquantino is the heart and soul of this team. He's not replaceable. You don't replace a guy like Vinny Pasquantino. And not only is he the heart and soul of this team, guys, he's productive as hell, okay? He is productive as hell, and he's the heart and soul of this team. He holds this whole thing together. And based on what he did last night with those 3 home runs, I hope everybody starts to realize in the baseball world how good this Royals team is going to be, how fun they're going to be, and how awesome Vinny Pasquantino is. He has the opportunity to do great things this year on the field and off the field as well.
Yeah, and I don't necessarily care about what the human being's perspective is of watching or viewing the Royals when it comes to these guys doing this. But what I love about this is that baseball is such a brotherhood and community that what the Royals are doing with Bobby Witt Jr. and Vinny Pasquantino, just in those 2 individuals alone, as you mentioned, heart and soul, and probably will, when Salvador Perez moves on and Bobby Witt Jr. continues to stay here, if that does happen, that C will get passed to Bobby's chest. But obviously, Vinny Pasquantino, if he stays here and continues this sort of, brotherhood of the Royals, what that does is an attractiveness from around the league. Like, we already saw the meme that Livy Dunn liked with Paul Skeens looking at Bobby Witt Jr., and we see Vinny Pasquantino showing that he's the captain of this team. I can tell you that I saw a post-game interview where he recruited most of this team of Team Italy, right? And not only does that make that attractive for everybody else in the league to be like, I wouldn't mind playing with Vinny and Bobby. I mean, they're good. Look what they did in the World Baseball Classic. Look what they did in 2026, which we hope is a great year for the Kansas City Royals. That's a good team. That's a fun team. I'll go be a part of that, and I won't, go take the $190 million to go play for the Mets. I'll take the $170 to go play for the Royals. And I'm just spitballing money price here, but you get what I'm saying when I say that, yes, from our eyeballs, we have seen this, right? We have heard the bathwater comments from Vinny Pasquantino and tried to pass that on to Jack Caglione and him botching that in the media, and it's funny. We've seen Bobby Witt Jr. make those plays that he made the other night in the World Baseball Classic. We are all used to that, and the world is seeing that, but the most important people that are seeing that are people that actually play the game. And if you can use this not only as a recruitment for people that want to watch the Royals and pay attention to them locally, you're using it as a recruitment for people that play the game that might want to be a part of the Royals that are actual Major League Baseball players. And I think the other thing that's important with this is that these players that are represented by the Royals in this World Baseball Classic are all having a tournament.
Yeah, they're all having the time of their lives,
you look
too,
at Bobby Witt Jr., you look at Vinny Pasquantino, you look at Jack Caglione, Michael Garcia. I'm not worried about Salvador Perez. He's already had his moments. He's past that point. But those guys, third baseman that you signed in the offseason, the first baseman that you signed in the offseason, and the shortstop that you wrapped your franchise around, and oh, by the way, the 6th overall pick in the draft that you have a lot of trust and built up into, this might be the most important thing that he's done in his career because he's never played in a game this big at a professional level. He's performing at the level that we want to see Jack Caglione perform at, and he's getting to just ride the coattails of Vinny Pasquantino, which is another thing that he does not have to worry about because that's exactly what he'll transition to over in the Royals clubhouse. And I'm thrilled and beyond the moon to watch the production from the players that in the offseason we have said, can these people keep doing it? Can they live up to these expectations? Can Michael Garcia have another year like he had last year? Can Bobby Witt Jr. still be reign supreme as the 3rd best baseball player according to people in the sport? And can Cags make that jump? And so far in this small sample size of what we've seen from Royals players, the answer is yes, yes, and yes.
You couldn't have asked for a better WBC for the Royals. You really couldn't. I mean, like, you could not have scripted it better for this organization with the way that these guys are playing and doing it on that national stage. That's how you start to get the national notification, right? That's how you knock Aaron Judge off the perch of being the MVP by going out there and having these moments where everybody's watching, and now everybody's talking about it. It's just not a moment in July or October. It's a moment now that's going to carry the entire season. They've got the buzz. You don't get this buzz in normal spring training for baseball. That's why the World Baseball Classic is so big. I think it's changing a lot of people's perspectives on the game, and like, oh wow, this is actually kind of fun. I mean, we talked to Ben Maller earlier. I mean, even me, myself, and I've seen so many people that weren't committed to the World Baseball Classic years ago that are now dialed in and paying attention. Like I told you a couple of years ago, I was like, I poo-pooed this. Now I'm like, I'm in. I'm watching Mexico versus Italy last night, sitting on the edge of my couch wondering what's going to happen. But I think when Salvador Perez moves on, I think Vinny gets the C. I think he's the captain of this team. The best player doesn't have to be the captain of the team. I think Vinny is the captain of the Kansas City Royals once Salvador Perez leaves because he is that vocal leader. He's that guy that everybody goes to in the locker room after a game. He always is going to be the Eric Hosmer stand up, be that guy, be available. He's damn good at what he does. I think Vinny Pasquantino would be the better choice to wear the C than Bobby Witt. Mac, where are you?
Yeah, agreed. I think what the captain is not necessarily a talent position, but it's more of a leadership position, a guy who can relate. I just think he's the best personality in baseball. He's a good player, maybe even a great player, and I think everyone loves him and looks up to him, and I think he can get the serious side out of anyone, and he can get that fun, let's go have some fun and win a baseball game side.
Yeah, he's very much like Salvi in that role. Salvi, very, very good, great baseball player, Hall of Fame baseball player, but also had those leadership abilities to get people out of their shell. You go back to Lorenzo Cain, always kind of be that stand-up guy, be that guy who's been here forever and a day. That's the type of leadership that he has. He's outspoken. He's the guy. You know whose team it is when you walk into that locker room. And I think right now with the Royals and once Salvi transitions out, everybody's going to be looking at Vinny. I mean, he is that guy. He's embraced that role. He's embraced being that leader. He's embraced being that mouthpiece. And he's not one of these guys that's doing talking and not producing either. He's a guy that does the talking and leadership and produces as well. You can't have somebody doing all the talking when they're not doing anything. There's nothing worse than the guy who's having a bad year bitching about everybody, right? Like Vinny is producing. And when he wasn't at the beginning of the year, what did he do? He stopped talking, right? He said, I'm not going to do all this other stuff. I got to focus on baseball. Got back to baseball, and boom, we saw his season kind of take off. And so I just think when you look at the Royals right now, he's the biggest leader outside of Salvador Perez that this organization has. He is by far, in my opinion, the next captain of this organization.
Yeah, currently there are, I think, 2 captains in baseball, Salvador Perez and Aaron Judge. Obviously, the one before Aaron Judge was Derek Jeter, who wore the C. And then Mike Sweeney before Salvador Perez. And Salvador Perez and Mike Sweeney both, when they got those, were probably the best players on their team.
Yeah, and I look at Aaron Judge. He's not a leader for me. He's a great player, but I would want somebody more outspoken, in my opinion anyway, to be kind of the captain of that team, But I understand why they gave it to Aaron Judge because he demanded it in his contract. But also, I understand why they gave it to Aaron Judge. I mean, he's a great baseball player, but I just think at times your captain does not have to be the best player on the team. You know, quite honestly, maybe it shouldn't always be the best player on your team. It should be the guy who is that leader for your organization that does everything that nobody understands. But man, if that guy was gone, where would this organization be? And we saw that, legitimately saw that with Vinny Pasquantino. They almost fell out of the playoff race 2 years ago when he got hurt. He's a very valuable, almost invaluable piece to this organization.
No doubt about it. Coming up next, we get to Ben Maller here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty, brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you something. My friends over at Aspen Lawn and Pest Control are flat out amazing. I pulled out of my driveway yesterday afternoon, and I'm looking at my lawn. I'm like, man, it is green. And then I looked at the other lawns around the block. I'm like, they're not green like my lawn is. That's because Aspen Lawn and Pest Control took over my lawn a year ago and have turned it into the best-looking lawn on the block. They've already been out this spring to put that first treatment down, and the lawn looks amazing. Even my mother-in-law is like, man, your lawn looks great. I'm like, yeah, the college-educated professionals over at Aspen Lawn and Pest Control know exactly what they're doing because they get the job done right the first time. And when you see those iconic blue trucks, look behind those blue trucks. You know what you see? An awesome-looking yard. And that's what our yard looks like now because of Aspen Lawn and Pest Control. They've been providing award-winning services since 1985, and they offer full-service lawn care, irrigation, and pest control. And I suggest everybody get that mosquito dome this year. The bugs are going to be bad. You want to protect your yard and be able to enjoy it by not having the mosquitoes and the ticks and all of that out there. And right now, they're going to give you a free estimate and up to half off your first application just for mentioning this ad. So visit them now at aspenlawn.com. That's aspenlawn.com.
Missouri, get ready. Circus Sports is giving you the chance to win owner Derek Stevens' wallet. From February 3rd to March 15th, you can take home your share of $250,000 in cash. Simply wager $100 and earn one share, wager $1,000 to earn two shares, wager $5,000 for a third share. Bet on anything from pro sports to college, straight bets to futures. Don't miss your chance to cash in and take home your share of Derek's wallet. Visit circusports.com for details. Must be 21 and older and in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
Men, we all know how important sex is in a relationship, both for you and your partner. But erectile dysfunction ruins sex, which can often have serious impacts on your relationship as well. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if ED is a problem in your life, you understand the impacts it has on you and the one you love. But I'm here to tell you that ED is a treatable condition, and almost without exception, you can have really good sex again. At Heartland Men's Health, we're experts in treating ED. We've treated tens of thousands of men with protocols that are effective in well over 90% of cases, which means if you're like most guys, good sex will be the norm. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a level of intimacy for you and your partner that might just astound you both. It's time to have really good sex again. So call us. Just $99 gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. We have 3 offices: Overland Park, Independence, and North Kansas City.
What matters to you matters to us. That's why Busey Bank takes the time to understand your goals and build solutions that fit your story. From everyday banking to long-term planning, our team is here to help you navigate every stage with care and expertise. We're more than a bank. We're your neighbor, your advisor, and your advocate. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Member FDIC.
That's the sound of James adding long-lasting Gain scent boosters to his laundry this morning. Several hours later, James sniffs the irresistible scent of Gain on his shirt. Gain. Several hours later, James has even caught the attention of his mother-in-law, and she never gives him attention.
Ooh, you smell amazing, James.
Oh, thanks, Mom. I love you too.
I never said that.
Add Gain scent boosters to your laundry. Add joy to your day.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
You're always better with a roof from JR.
So how can a roofer talk about a 30-year warranty on a shingle and then only guarantee his work for half that or less? Workmanship is the most important part. JR & Company's workmanship warranty, lifetime.
JR's there for you. You're always better with a roof from JR.
That's right. JR & Company offers a lifetime workmanship warranty on every residential roof we install. And it's even transferable if you sell your home. How do we offer a lifetime warranty? Our roofers are that good. It kind of makes you wonder about the other guys. From our free online storm damage check to our lifetime workmanship warranty, no one protects you and your home like JR & Company.
You're always better with a roof from JR.
Get your free storm check online at jrstormcheck.com.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
East side, 435 northbound, very heavy. It is stopped at Eastwood Trafficway, and you're just crawling up to Raytown Road with an accident that has only one lane getting by. Inbound 70 gets heavy before Little Blue Parkway. Stay slow into 470 with an earlier problem blocking the left lane. Kansas side heading 435 eastbound gets heavy before Metcalf. Stays very slow over past Road with an accident. 2 left lanes open. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan traffic.
It is time to talk to our guy, Ben Maller of Fox Sports Radio. You can catch him overnights right here on 96.5 The Fan. It's all brought to you by our friends at the Landing in Liberty. And Ben, what a wild week it has been in sports. I mean, we've got the NFL offseason. We've got Mark DeRosa. We've got the Crosby thing going on. There's so much. Where do you want to start, my man?
Well, we had the greatest day in sports talk radio. I'm going to say right now, for the entire year, we are not going to have a better day than we had the other day this week when the Max Crosby trade fell apart. You had the Mark DeRosa story where baseball tried to cover it up. And then you also had the most ridiculous 83-point game by Bam Adebayo where a team was up by 30 and fouling trying to get the record. It was so ridiculous. It was like professional wrestling. It was wonderful. I love the Max Crosby trade, though, that didn't happen. It's just perfect, right? Because this is like the Raider fan base. Now, I've been fighting with them, guys, all right, on my show here, because I've just merely been pointing out they're essentially the Jets and the Browns. They just have a different logo, right? Their fan base, though, still thinks they have this commitment to Texas. They were all doing victory laps. They were like peacocks with their feathers up because they'd gotten 2 first-round picks for Max Crosby. Then the Ravens are like, nope, psych. And now all those same Raider people are like, well, we wanted Crosby anyway. No, you just were celebrating how smart you were by trading him. And now you're like, oh, we didn't want to get rid of him anyway. It's like, make your mind up. But, yeah, the Ravens, that's an all-timer. I mean, that's just – they waited until other people had gotten the money. So now the Raiders are pretty much stuck. There's only a couple of teams that can afford Max Crosby. It's a total mess. And they used, and to be fair, but we were texting, I mean, you had pointed this out, they used the oldest trick in the book, the failed physical, to get out of Max Crosby. Like, that's old school. That goes back to when I was a kid, teams used to do that.
Yeah, if you want somebody on your team, you find a way to pay them and you find a way to pass them on their physical. If you get cold feet and you're like, uh-oh, I don't want to spend this money or lose these picks, you fail that guy on his physical.
Yeah, any one of us can fail the physical, even if you're like, I'm not in great shape, I'm a radio guy, but any of us, whether you can fail the physical or pass a physical. The greatest example is Drew Brees, right? And Nick Saban's, I would have been a great NFL coach if I had Drew Brees. The Dolphins didn't sign off on it. If Nick Saban really wanted Drew Brees, they would have found a way to get Drew Brees to pass the physical. He went to the Saints, had a Hall of Fame career with the Saints, and that's like the gold standard. Who knows what's going to happen with Max Crosby and all that, and we'll see if this works out for the Ravens, but that's a wonderful story. That is such a great story.
So what you're basically saying, Ben, is that next year we're going to have like a bunch of like NFL authority doctors in there now. It's going to completely change how we do things with physicals is what you would imagine?
No, nothing's going to change.
Okay,
It'll be the
perfect
same stuff. I mean, they'll hire my guy in Chicago, Doc Mike, if you want to have somebody pass a physical. They'll bring him in there from Chicago. Oh, yeah, there you go. Good, we're good to go on that. And I do love the people are like, well, teams aren't going to do business with the Ravens because they did this. You want to bet? Of course they'll do business with the Ravens. It's not going to affect them at all. They'll move on and they'll forget about it. And next year, if you want to make a trade with the Ravens, you'll make a trade with the Ravens.
Yeah, do you see a free agent signing that? Because I mean, I feel like most of the time we see a free agent sign somewhere, we're like, yeah, that's not going to work out. Like, did you see one in this week of free agency where you're like, I kind of like that. Here's why.
Yeah, I have not. I wish there was one, Dusty, where I'm like, hey, this guy's really like. I mean, I think the Chiefs made a good move. I don't think that's going to change the direction. Walker's a good running back. I don't know that changes everything. The name that I'm keeping an eye on, I think A.J. Brown is a big one. He's got a lot left, I believe, and if somebody can trade for him, like the Chiefs, for example, I think that would be a big one. My theory has always been like these guys that are free agents, like if you're really, really good, you don't ever become a free agent because they lock you up. So there's always like something, whether those guys are too old or they're injured. There's always something why these guys end up becoming free agents. But I mean, it's exciting. The names change. I'm excited. We talked about it all week, and some big names here that have changed teams, guys we've heard of. So I do like the people that claim to know all of these names. That guy, and sometimes it's the host, sometimes it's the guy calling up or sending messages on Twitter that claim to know like the backup defensive tackle for the Green Bay Packers, who's going to be a star. I'm like, really? I've never heard of him.
You're not watching the All 22 every Monday morning?
Yeah, I'm not looking at the depth chart, the fourth string, defensive back. I'm not doing that. I do love how my team, the Rams, decided that they needed Andy Reid's secondary for the last couple of years to fix their defense. I do appreciate that. Like, it's like, well, they haven't had good secondary, the Rams, in like 3 years. So like, let's just raid the Chiefs and we'll get those guys. Why not? What the heck?
They got two good ones though too. I mean, the Rams drastically got better, in that secondary. And you're talking about like fourth-string defensive tackles. How are the Minnesota Vikings going to sell a fourth-string quarterback to their fans? I mean, you don't like 9, but now Kyler Murray to the Vikings. I mean, is that any good?
No, of course not. No, but the great thing is, like, I've noticed, I don't know how much of this is real and fake, and I'm very skeptical when you talk about social media reaction and all that stuff, but you watch a Kyler Murray highlight tape, you go, oh, man, this guy's amazing. Like, he does have a couple of plays every game where he looks great. The problem is he also has 10 to 15 plays where he looks terrible. So, but that's the thing with the Vikings is, I don't know what the word is, the hubris of the Vikings. Like, they think they've got this quarterback whisperer coach and they can throw Kyler Murray in there, and they were the ones that uncovered the Sam Darnold before he won the Super Bowl, so they'll do it with Kyler Murray. I'm like, well, it didn't work with JJ McCarthy last year, so let's hold off on that. But that'll be interesting. And the guy doesn't even really like watching film and rather play video games. So that seems like a really good recipe for success.
Ben, I don't know where the World Baseball Classic ranks, right, for like importance for you, but are you noticing what maybe America is noticing, and that baseball's fun again?
No, I've enjoyed it. I've watched it. Obviously, as we said, you asked me that, was it last week? I was like, well, I was like kind of in the middle on the scale of excitement, the Maller scale of excitement. I was like, yeah. And I've enjoyed, like, the DeRosa story was great. Aaron Judge getting killed, Bryce Harper getting killed for what they did against Italy. I thought that was amusing to me. It was always fun to bring up the past failures of those guys and say, well, Aaron Judge has been in one World Series and his career highlight is misplaying a ball in the outfield for the Yankees. So in the World Series game, 5th inning of Game 5, I remember one of my favorite 5th innings of all time. And then Bryce Harper, who you can bring up the whole Dombrowski thing with him saying he's no longer elite. And then that terrible at bat in the 8th inning against Italy. So like that stuff's all cool and fun. And but then the flip side of it is like, I ranted about this overnight. Tarek Skubal, who's complaining because people are goofing on him for pitching 40 pitches, I think it was, and then leaving, and he's getting all upset about that. Like, not everyone's buying in, but I have ticked up a little bit, Dusty, to answer your question. Like, it's been enjoyable. It's been certainly in the games that were played in Asia, they were really into it. Like that was the World Championship, so that was cool to see.
Yeah, it was. And then this DeRosa thing, I mean, like the cover up by the Major League Baseball organization and the network, the reason why DeRosa isn't a big league manager, I think we probably saw. Like, you talk about a colossal F up. He's lucky Team Italy and Vinny Pasquantino saved his damn bacon last night.
Oh, 100%. That would have been it's just something we'll remember now, Bob. But like, if that had gone the other way and somehow, I don't know the math on that either, but it's not my job to know the math. I don't work for the World Baseball Classic or whatever. But that would have been one of the all-time great screw-ups in the history of baseball. That would have been told for future generations. Like, this is the thing you cannot do. They do it. I would say this. Don't they have to change the formula? If you need to get a calculator out on your phone to figure out how you advance, like what is that?
Mm-hmm.
Is this like a traveling AAU team or some kind of youth baseball thing? What? Seriously.
Those were all the fun tweets that were going around yesterday. Every youth league dad and mom knows exactly what the pathway is to the next round, and it's true. I mean, you're at these tournaments with these parents, like, well, we got nobody cares, but you got to know it.
Well, yeah, but I didn't know, and then I think it was Bob Nightingale said, well, if Italy scores 4 runs, then the USA advanced. So I was like, once they got to that point, I'm not watching anymore. I don't really care about Mexico and Italy playing a game. So I watched something else and I turned it off and all that stuff. So, but hey, we've got more stuff to watch. You know who's really happy? The people at Fox are very happy. They are celebrating because otherwise they would. I don't know what they would have done. I mean, people are going to watch whoever's playing, but it's obviously much different. Red, white, and blue. Come on.
No, yeah, I think it's great because I think the best part about these tournaments, Ben, and if you'll follow me here, I think the best part about these tournaments is that you identify individuals when you move on from these events. Like, these things happen, and then 24 hours later we forget that it happens. And last night, and I'm extremely biased when I say this, so I'm warning you here. But I think last night, Vinny Pasquantino became a household name because here's why. No one's going to really remember Team Italy, right? They're going to remember that they played well in the World Baseball Classic, but they're going to remember Vinny Pasquantino because now when the Royals play random said team, they're going to be like, oh, yeah, that's that guy that hit 3 home runs in that World Baseball Classic, Pasquantino. And I think that's what these tournaments make so much sense for the entertainment perspective because outside of Kansas City and maybe some baseball hardos, nobody knew who Vinny Pasquantino was. Now I think he's a very well-known name.
I'm going to push back. If that was like the last, if it was a championship and everyone was, I don't know what the audience for these games are.
It's been about 5 million.
Really? Was it that many people?
The U.S. game the other night against Italy had 5 million viewers for it. Yeah, the other one's about 2 to 3 million viewers, so pretty big viewership for these baseball games.
I didn't realize it was that big. That's good. I don't know a household name though. That's a big leap. How about a more well-known name? And when the Royals go on the road, on the scoreboard on the Jumbotron, they'll put up, Italian World Baseball Classic, hit all these home runs. Like, that'll definitely be on the little box thing on the scoreboard wherever the Royals go. That'll follow him around for the next couple of years. So that's cool. No, it's great. I mean, he played well, and he's one of like 3 people on Team Italy that I've heard of. So that's good.
Right.
I always wonder, like, where do they find these other guys? Like, I guess I saw one of the guys, his dad is like the assistant coach for the Timberwolves, and he's plays for the Phillies organization. Like, okay, good for you. I don't know where they found him, but hey, I'm more into it than I thought I would be. Now, the real test is going to be this weekend when I don't have a talk show to do, whether I'm watching. So that's the real test.
Whether you're paying attention or not. Well, Ben, we appreciate the time as always. Enjoy the Wednesday before Thanksgiving NFL game, and we'll talk to you again next week.
All right. Thanks, guys.
That is Ben Maller, all brought to you by The Landing in Liberty.
One word.
First name is blank, and he goes on a cruise. He goes on a Caribbean cruise.
Katie Holmes.
No. Ah!
Are you listening?
What's your least favorite thing about working with yourself?
Body odor. You get one word.
On the count of 3, name your favorite dinosaur. 1, 2, 3. Velociraptor.
This is one word on Fescoe and Dusty.
1, 2, 3.
Oatmeal raisin. I want to give you one word on this tweet from Dallas Braden right now. Yeah. Have you seen this one?
I'm not.
Somewhere Vinny Pasquantino just finished his 16th beef soft taco and second dozen Cinnabon Delight from Taco Bell and is now on the toilet reading the shampoo bottle and counting the threads on the face towel in the hotel bathroom because he drank enough espresso to kill an elephant.
Literally. Seriously.
He's beamed up, man.
He's beamed up. That toilet's going to be beamed up this morning, that's for sure.
Yeah, dude. Gotta get beamed up every morning, baby. Love it.
That's great.
How long until Cody's got that on a shirt?
That's exactly right. Get ready. Guys, all right, let's start there. One word. Beans. One word on, let's do that. WBC, one word on the USA getting lucky and Italy beating Mexico last night.
Thank God. Actually, no. It would have been better had Team Mexico won and we've all been crushing Mark Rosa this morning. It would have been a lot of fun. But, I mean, that win last night was awesome. Team Italy was a lot of fun. World Baseball Classic is making baseball fun, man. It's awesome to see the way that these guys are embracing it. Continue that in the regular season.
My one word would be electric or entertainment. 7 o'clock, Vinny Pasquantino sets the stage, then does it again. So it was entertaining, it was fun, it was energetic, all of that.
And the Royals have been great in the World Baseball Classic. Michael Garcia, just overall in pool play so far, or after pool play, 6 for 14, 4 runs, a double, 3 RBIs, 3 stolen bases, and 15 plate appearances. You can listen to him on Vern's season preview show, him along with Cole Riggins, the ace, plus Vern giving away his season theme tonight, 6 o'clock. Not just 1 hour. Give him 2 hours, 6 to 8. Cole Riggins, Michael Garcia, and that season theme. One word on Vern's season preview show tonight.
Fun. And that's what this ball club is going to be this year. Fun. You're seeing it in the World Baseball Classic. If you don't have Royals fever right now after watching these last few games, what are you doing, man? How could you not have Royals fever? Let's go.
Yeah, my one word would be arrived. We're here. If Vern's giving you the theme, that means that the ball cracking the bat, the glove hitting the leather is just right around the corner. So
it's happening fast.
It's here, baby.
Let me give you one word on this, guys.
Ooh, okay.
Breaking news from the Miami Dolphins.
yeah.
They just tweeted out, we have released quarterback Tua Tagovailoa with a post-June 1 designation. One word on that.
Falcon.
BBL Stinky.
That's my one word.
Why bother?
Yeah.
Officially official.
Yeah, that's true. Yes. Oh, you did. You
Adam
released
Schefter
Tua.
was like, and send.
We don't care.
Yeah. Did he? Because I just saw it from the Dolphins. Did he tweet about it too? Please say he did.
Yes. It is officially now. The Dolphins have released Tua Tagovailoa.
Okay, here's another official from Tony Dungy. I have been informed by NBC that I will not be back with Football Night in America this fall. Thank God.
Yeah, send it again.
Talk to you later. Let's stick with baseball here, but how about a card? This Caglione card. Ooh. It's got the Italian flag on it. It's got him post hitting a home run, looking at the ball in the sky, his signature, and then also under his signature, forget about it. One word.
Forget about it. And Selmo is my one word because he can be looking for that card. But no, money. That's crazy. That card looked awesome.
Does look
last
awesome.
night. Yeah.
Yeah, I think my one word is, it's not one word, but I would say sexy. I mean, and also, like, good for them. Like, Topps does this, right? Like, I think when Knipple and Flag had that battle, they did, like, a dual card thing. And I'm sure
that one's cool.
I would assume Vinny Pasquantino's got one coming soon. because he had the first ever 3-run home run game in the World Baseball Classic. And underneath it should just say, in quote, "You're welcome, USA."
Yeah.
End quote, signed Vinny Pasquantino. Now, you can go get that Jack Caglione card. You can buy 1 for $10.99. You can buy 5 for $49.99, or you can buy 10 for $89.99, and chance of hitting that 1 of 1, which would change your entire year if you landed that card and sold it.
We've talked about him all day. Current Royal Vinny Pasquantino had a night last night, 3 home runs. We talk about him being on TV. Former Royal Eric Hosmer, we know he's going to be doing Royals media duties. How about this? Former World Series champion, 4-time Gold Glover Eric Hosmer is joining MLB Network as a studio analyst. One word.
Good. Yeah, he's really good on TV. He looks the part, obviously. I think it's a great addition. Anytime we can be represented, and by we, I mean small market USA, Kansas City, on the national stage, Hosmer is going to be the biggest cheerleader for the Royals on the national network this year. It's a great hire for the Royals by MLB Network because he's going to be championing our ball club every single night on national TV. We couldn't ask for a better mouthpiece.
Yeah, I would say old is my one word because I remember his debut. I remember him winning a World Series, all of the stuff, going to San Diego, going to the Cubs, going to the Red Sox, and now doing this. So well done. And honestly, after, engaging in the locker room and seeing him with this team, we saw it coming. And Vinny Pasquantino is the evolution of Eric Hosmer moving forward.
How about Kirk Cousins? Diana Rossini says, expect Las Vegas Raiders to show interest in Cousins as they look for a veteran QB. One word on Cousins as a Raider.
Interesting. And you said it at first, and I kind of went, and then I'm like, no, actually, I like that idea because then you don't have to play Fernando Mendoza right away. I know he's going to be your number 1 draft pick, but look at what we did here in Kansas City. You had a competent backup in Alex Smith, right? Not competent backup, but, a really good starter in Alex Smith. Then you drafted Patrick Mahomes, and he sat for a year and watched a veteran work. Kirk Cousins can be that guy for the Raiders, I think, anyway. He's a true professional. He's a veteran guy, good quarterback. I mean, that would be outstanding if you're Fernando Mendoza to have Kirk Cousins to learn from for an entire year and Tom Brady and then hit the ground running in year 2. I hate that idea as a Chiefs fan, but it's smart.
What was your one word?
Smart.
Smart. I would say perfect. Kirk Cousins is Fernando Mendoza. He's corny. He's humble. He's a God-fearing Christian. And I don't know if I'm talking about right now Mendoza or Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
And if there's one guy that can get Mendoza kind of the up-to-speed stuff, like Bobby just mentioned, it is that Kirk Cousins type because they are essentially like the father-son duo that they probably I know Kirk has kids, but like Mendoza's best mold that he could be, his ceiling could be Kirk Cousins. And Kirk Cousins can tell him,
it could be better.
Yeah, 100%.
He's
and
athletic.
they're very the same mold of individual personality, corniness, right?
Oh, yeah.
Could you not see Mendoza putting a grill and a chain shirt on a plane?
People would love it.
I mean, he went to the Magic City, got wings literally by him, and then left. And, he always he gives all glory to God at every press conference at the end of the games. Kirk Cousins does the same thing. We know that. Corny, fun, likable. I think that's what Mendoza could be.
Yeah, that's a genius move by the Raiders. I effing hate it. I'm not going to lie. I think it sucks, but it's a genius move, and that's why I hate it so much. Does Mendoza shop at Kohl's?
I was going to say, they can go to Kohl's together. It'll be perfect. No, and Kirk Cousins is a smart quarterback who still knows how to actually diagnose a defense. It's a dying art, so maybe Mendoza could glean off some of that.
It would be a really, really good job by the Raiders to get him. Can you combine Kohl's cash with others? Like, can you pool it all together into one fund and then go get like a real nice polo?
Dusty, one word on the Players' Championship this weekend. Scotty Scheffler, plus 480. The next closest, Colin Morikawa, plus 1,600.
Hello, America.
If the one word is that odds, it would be dominant. My one word on the tournament is appetizer. It is the appetizer that leads to the major course season, which is the Masters in April, and then you get all the other ones to follow. This one is fun. This one is exciting. You have the 17th green. This was a course that used to be a swamp that was bought for a literal $1, and they renovated into the TPC for the Players' Championship. It was literally bought for $1, and now it makes like millions annually on revenue. So
the media party at the Jacksonville Super Bowl was on that hole, and so you got to go out there and take shots at the 17th hole. That was a lot of fun. Nobody got it onto the hole.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And then there's also the little nugget that they've got Dex. He is the mascot for hole 17. He is a dog. He's a little chocolate lab that sits on the tee box for everybody to hit the ball.
Oh,
So,
that's cool.
yeah,
Can't
it's
wait.
pretty cool.
So he
makes me
barks and then
excited.
somebody complains.
Well, I think he's a good old boy. I think he's well trained. So hopefully, or it's like, hey, my ball went in the water. Go get it.
Yeah, exactly.
Or he attacks somebody.
Right. Oh, it's great.
Got my polo wet.
Guys.
Guys.
That's great. No, I do love the PGA. It's the 5th major.
Yeah.
And all the big dogs play. So it's fun. You can take I know there's promos everywhere, however you use your gambling websites, but there is like things top 20 finish, top 10 finish, outright winner. So it'll be fun. But what's fun is this. That's right. Caller number 5 on the other side. When you hear that sounder, because that is the sounder for our sponsor, Booth Creek Wagyu, Casey's Best Steaks, now with 2 locations, 95th and Nolan, 135th at Metcalf. Also brought to you by Shawnee Mission Ford, on a mission to do more. Online at ShawneeMissionFord.com. Is it 7:45 on a Thursday? We get to Smash or Pass next here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
Smash. You're listening to Bob Fescoe.
Out of anybody should talk, he should never grab a microphone.
And Dusty Likens.
His ass is foul of all foul.
Weekdays, 6 to 10. Fescoe and Dusty is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. 96.5 The Fan.
My friends at Golden Oak Lending will help you just like they've helped us over the last decade. They have been absolutely phenomenal with us, and we save money when we talk to our friends at Golden Oak Lending. And that's what I want you guys to do. I want you to save money as well. I want you to go 2 months without having to make a mortgage payment, and I want you to put cash back into your pocket. And you can do that when you take the free mortgage checkup with Golden Oak Lending. It's risk-free. There's no paperwork. There's no credit card. It's just a simple phone conversation where you tell the folks at Golden Oak Lending what you want to accomplish in your financial life. And then they'll get to work to see if there's a mortgage out there that's better than the one that you're in. If there isn't, they'll let you know that as well. And they'll say, we'll be back with you in about 6 months. If rates should drop, we got you covered. Golden Oak is always looking out for you. You never have to worry about calling them back. Once you take that free mortgage checkup, you're in their system, and they're always going to check in on you. The average cash-out customer saves over $1,100 per month, and when you refinance, you go 2 months without having to make a mortgage payment. So get started with that free checkup now. Just call them, 913-890-GOLD, and let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
FanDuel is giving all customers a profit boost every single day through March 15th. So from now till that final 68 is revealed, you're getting daily profit boosts for a chance at boosted winnings on your college basketball bets. And trust me, you don't want to miss a single day. You're going to want to check in often to get those daily profit boosts. You can keep an eye on what the Missouri Tigers do in the SEC tournament, or the Kansas Jayhawks, and what Darren Peterson might do, or Melvin Council Jr., you name it. Build a same-game parlay for a shot at a bigger payout. Or you could try live betting, and then you just jump in after the tip-off. Best of all, with FanDuel, you get paid instantly when you win. Just visit FanDuel.com/local to get started. That's FanDuel.com/local. FanDuel Sportsbooks, the official sportsbook of 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Missouri. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
A KFC tale in the pursuit of flavor. The greatest insult the Colonel ever suffered was being served a wrap that was just a snack by a friend. So he took 2 crispy tenders, lettuce, tomatoes, and pepper mayo, and wrapped them in a soft tortilla. It wasn't a snack, it was a meal. He called it a twister, and never called that friend again. The Colonel lived, so we could chicken. The Twister, now back at KFC, classic or with bacon. Also try it spicy. It's finger-licking good.
Prices and participation may vary.
This is the highlight of my morning. Hey,
what's up? It's Island.
And I'm Josh.
And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Bacon, Egg, and Cheese Biscuit is that it's our go-to morning comfort.
You've got that nice golden fluffy egg.
With a soft, flaky biscuit.
Crispy bacon.
Melty cheese.
You want something quick, you want something convenient, but most of all, you want something good.
There's no better way to start your morning.
There we go.
Start off the morning with a Chick-fil-A Bacon, Egg, and Cheese Biscuit with Simply Orange Juice. Order on the Chick-fil-A app today. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It's Thirsty Thursday at Hy-Vee. Time to stock up the bar and fill up your tank. Earn 50 cents per gallon fuel savings on every $50 purchase of wine, beer, hard seltzer, and spirits. Mix and match all your favorite libations and get a 50-cent fuel saver with every $50 purchase. Stack up the savings and your next fill-up could be free. Don't miss Thirsty Thursday at your Kansas City, Missouri Hy-Vee. Product promotion differs by location. Offers valid where legal, available while supplies last.
If you're like me, you're feeling the pinch of high prices right now on just about everything. And that's where my friends at Hy-Vee come in to save the day, because they're always finding ways at Hy-Vee to save me money, like amazing fuel saver deals. Shop Hy-Vee this Saturday and Sunday and get a 30-cent per gallon fuel discount when you spend $60 on groceries. And you can stack up the savings on Hy-Vee fuel saver deals, and your next fill-up could even be free. There's nothing better than saving money, only at Hy-Vee.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
East side, 435 northbound with an accident around Raytown Road, down to one lane. It's very heavy coming up from 63rd, crawling at best. A lot of stopping and waiting. This is best avoided. Kansas side, 435 eastbound, bogs down at 69 highway, stays very slow over past road with an accident. Only 2 left lanes open. Heading up 35 northbound, things slow at the merge with 69 highway, stays very slow up to Antioch with 2 separate accidents. Now southbound starting to slow as well in the same area. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Welcome in to Smash or Pass. Remember, when I play that cow sounder, you got to be caller number 3, because Vinny Pasquantino hit 3 home runs last night. You got to be caller number 3. You got to tell Mac that he's awesome.
Mac's awesome.
You love his laugh, and that you know what his max minute was yesterday. What was max minute?
About Daniel Jones's guaranteed money?
Exactly.
You would not get a $50 Booth Creek Wagyu gift card, because Smash or Pass brought to you by Booth Creek Wagyu, Casey's Best Steaks, now with 2 locations, 95th and Knoll, 135th and Metcalf, Shawnee Mission Ford as well. They are on a mission to do more online at ShawneeMissionFord.com. Well, we are in that season where stadiums and teams start to release what will be their new food items. If you remember last year, I went to the Kauffman Stadium and tried all the new ones. It was a disastrous day. I left very full, very disgusted.
Did you get gout?
No.
Oh, okay, that's a win.
Nope. Yep, I was good. I went home, I took a nap, and then I didn't eat for like 2 days. So I was trending towards gout.
Yeah, you were.
But the food was delicious.
Hey.
It was fun. Hopefully we'll be invited again this year. Had a great time. But the Mariners, those Seattle Mariners, right, they're doing something different this year, where they have like this cruise ship, right? Like this.
It's a ferry boat.
Ferry boat.
You take ferries to the islands up there, which is really cool, right?
So they have a ferry boat that you can get multiple things.
That's awesome.
To be put in this ferry boat. I say multiple. You can get 3 things: chicken fingers and fries, fish and chips, lobster nachos.
Well, I thought they were crab nachos. If they're lobster nachos,
sorry,
I'm doubling up.
crab nachos.
I'm still doubling up on that. Either way, I'm in on that. The fish and chips sound good. Chicken tenders you can get anywhere.
Yeah.
Crab nachos in a boat.
I'm on a boat.
Yeah, it's exactly right. Like,
where's Bob?
Yeah.
I'm eating crab on a boat.
Yeah, that's what he's doing.
Night
smashing
thing.
fish and chips,
crab
smashing crab on nachos.
Yeah.
passing on the tendies
Well,
and
yeah,
fries.
if tenders were the only ones that came in it, I would absolutely go the tenders. But you got other options out there that I do want to try. I want to try those crab nachos. Hell yeah. May get salmonella at the ballpark with crab, but who knows?
And don't make them like your paycheck depends on it. You know, give me the cheese.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't cost you anything to put a little extra cheese on there, Chipotle.
Load it up.
Yeah, exactly. Don't make the burrito like it's coming out of your check. Lop it on there.
Like those wonderful people that work at Kaufman. And I like cheese with my nachos. Oh, okay. All down. I want it to leak into the bigger portion where the chips go.
Yes.
Now they give you a bag.
That's awful. Since COVID, here's a bag and a cup of cheese. Like, come on. I can
2
do
cups,
that at home.
please. 2 cups.
That'll be another $3.50 if you want that.
It made me think, and Bob and Mac, if the Royals did this, right, instead of the ferry boat, which is iconic to that area and that city, what would the Royals version of this
Parking
be?
lot.
Oh. We wouldn't have any room to put food in it.
We wouldn't have any room to park, but we'd have food. I think the shuttlecock is the one that I'm thinking for Kansas City because it's a cone, obviously, and you could fill it with so many different items. I would say ice creams, but items. Think about like popcorn chicken. A cone full of popcorn chicken
with fries in there.
With fries, with the fries and all that kind of stuff mixed in there. Grow up. If you want to do a mashed potato cone, you can do that.
Oh,
yeah. A lot of people do that. Mashed potatoes many different ways with toppings and stuff like that would be awesome.
I don't know about that.
Mashed potatoes, we top it with cheese or bacon.
What if it was like Union Station,
butter.
but the top was open?
Could do that
and
too.
It's just like it looked like Union Station, and then you could fill your Union Station with tendies or pulled pork nachos or burnt-in nachos.
Burnt-in nachos, I would go with. That would be a winner
KC,
right there. Yeah, you pulled pork nachos.
With the white
good,
queso,
right? That's good. But burnt-in nachos would be different. That's like the crab nacho. Like I've been thinking about crab nachos now for 24 hours. Okay,
no.
And so the
Jasper
burnt-in
not making
nachos, I don't know, but the burnt-in nachos, that would be a home run at the ballpark, man.
Yeah, baby. Little white queso, little burnt ends, little pico, little scallions on top, and a giant Union Station replica building.
Yeah,
sign me up, dude.
Yeah, that's the way I would go. Burnt end nachos inside a Union Station would be good.
A couple people have said like a crown bowl.
Yeah.
You know, you've got like a crown, it's the bowl. Yeah. Obviously, we've gotten a couple fountain texts, which we talked about as well.
Yeah, we thought the fountain would be a good one.
Yeah.
You know, or have like a fountain cocktail.
Yeah, I think a fountain would work better for a cocktail than like a food item.
Yeah.
That's a good one, a cocktail for the fountain.
Somebody wins the day. Somebody says for Kansas City, just put a food item in a pothole.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Oh, wait, you've been to our parking lot here?
Yeah, exactly.
Because, I mean, our parking lot looks like it belongs in Missouri with all the potholes in it.
Somebody said a taco salad made out of Kaufman Center. That would be fun.
Oh, that's kind of cool. Kaufman Center would be neat. Yeah.
That'd be kind of great. I brought this up because I saw this because I love this place probably more than I should, but it's longboards.
Yeah.
This is their featured wrap of the month. I think Bob's out with the first word. Cheese whiz marinated steak, peppers, onions.
Hold on. Cheese with marinated steak. So do you put the cheese whiz on top of the steak and then let it sit in the walk-in for like 24 hours? I'm interested in the cheese whiz marinade. Now, that intrigues me.
Cheese whiz marinated steak, peppers, onions, pepper jack cheese, eggs, rice, and chipotle ranch.
Ooh.
I'm out on the ranch.
It's really good there, but I know you're not a fan. But yeah, you don't have to get it in there.
That sounds like a lot of stuff. Like the egg. You always say you need an egg, and the egg adds to it, though.
Yeah, they just cut one up and like put it like in little slices down the burrito. I mean, longboards is legit.
So good.
And you can cater to where like if you're having like a pool party or whatever, they give you like little quarter ones.
Yeah. Ooh, I didn't know that. That's a great idea.
Oh yeah.
I will
and now
be
they make
hitting
them
that
on now they make them on King's Hawaiians too.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you can get like almost like the peony press on the.
I don't know if I'm in on that wrap though. But I'm very interested in the cheese whiz marinated steak.
Do it tonight and throw it on the Blackstone.
I'm very interested in that. How long do you need to marinate it for? Do you just pour the can of cheese whiz on top of it?
You could probably do it like in the morning before you leave to come here, and then when you get ready to cook it at like 5:30 or 6, it'll be fine.
Yeah,
and then just throw it at Blackstone and let it go. Because a lot of people I've seen now are marinating their ribeyes in mustard.
Yeah, mustard is a new thing that people are using. We used to do that on fish a lot when I was
I do it on
growing
my
up.
ribs or my pulled pork or my pork shoulders.
I mean, when you think about it, mustard's got every spice in it.
Well, and it's an acidity, so it breaks down the fat,
Yeah.
and then you just season over that. I do it on my ribs, and I do it on the pork shoulder, and smoke it.
Have you had a ribeye marinated and rubbed with mustard?
I have not, but I'm going to do it.
Are you? You gotta let me know how that is. And I wonder if
will.
the mustard brings out it. Like if you use yellow mustard and I use brown mustard. Or
I think it's more of like
Dijon.
I think it's more of like a tenderizer, so I don't think you'll ever.
You're never taste it.
No.
Okay.
Absolutely not. I wouldn't think so. Smash or pass Royals. The Kansas City Royals having an espresso machine in their dugout, or is that just you leave it with
Yeah,
Team
you
Italy?
leave it with Team Italy. You don't copy that.
So pass on that?
Yeah, you got to pass on that. It won't have the same effect. I think you're cheating when you do something like that. I think if people would look at that and go, come on.
Yeah, lame.
Yeah.
And then smash or pass, because you say Friday nights are tough.
Yeah, Friday nights are tough.
Friday nights are tough. Friday night, smash or pass, USA versus Canada at 7 o'clock on Fox.
I think that's going to be one of those, if you're at the bar and it's on, you're going to be watching. I don't know if people are going to make their plans around that game on Friday night. So, I mean, I'll smash the game, but I don't know. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I don't think it's going to be the 5 million that watched Team USA play Mexico the other day.
Yeah, I'll have to say pass. I'll be at the Big 12 tournament. May have it on the phone, but yeah, if it weren't for that, I'll probably watch it, but I'll be watching some basketball.
I will say smash. Remember, caller number 3, I tell Mac that he's awesome. You enjoy his laugh as
Mac's
much as
awesome.
Dusty does, and that you know exactly what Mac's minute was on Instagram on the Fan 965, and that is Smash Pass, brought to you by Booth Creek Wagyu, Casey's Best Steaks, now with 2 locations, 95th and Knoll and 135th at Metcalf. Also at Shawnee Mission Ford on a mission to do more online at Shawnee Mission Ford. Caller number 3, you got a chance for a $50 gift card to Booth Creek Wagyu. You know the rules. Well, you watched it last night. We all did. We reflect on what we actually saw and what it means for us here locally, here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan. Fescoe and Dusty is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, I'll tell you, my friends over at Jay's Southland Tow Service are ready for you when you need them. The problem is you don't know when you're going to need Jay's Southland Tow, right? You're not scheduling car trouble. You're not scheduling an accident. You're not scheduling a breakdown. You're not scheduling any of that. It just happens, and it always seemingly happens when you least expect it. But that's why I want you to have Jay's number in your phone so you are ready to go when you do have those car trouble issues. 816-779-4TOW. That's the telephone number for Jay's Southland Tow. And they've been in business over 20 years here in Kansas City, and they service the entire area, north, south, east, or west. They are just a phone call away at 816-779-4TOW. And you know what? You got that spring fever right now. You're starting to think about summer. You're starting to think about moving your camper, moving your boat. Let Jay's Southland Tow Service handle all of that for you. Don't worry about doing it yourself this year. Allow Jay's Southland Tow Service to lend a hand. So 816-779-4TOW or at southlandtow.com. Use the tow service trusted by most local police departments, and Tammy from the Weston, it's Jay's Southland Tow. There's nothing they can't do, so be in the know and use Jay's Southland Tow.
Hi, I'm Lacey, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. And yes, I'm actually a jeweler. I bring dream engagement rings to life every day in our jeweler workshop. When I hand set your diamond into your ring, I think about creating a piece you'll wear for a lifetime. I pay attention to the smallest details and treat every ring with the same care and craftsmanship, no matter the size or price. Come see us in store. Shane Company engagement rings are crafted with care from our hands to yours. Because a friend wants your ring to be nothing short of perfect. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
The playoff push is here. NBA teams are deep in the stretch run, and Fanatics Sportsbook is ready for every moment. Here's the deal. You guys have heard me talk about Fan Cash, and remember, every time you bet with Fanatics Sportsbook, you're earning up to 10% Fan Cash, win or lose. So even if your bet misses, you're still stacking Fan Cash. Fan Cash unlocks value you can't get at other sportsbooks, like more bets, unlimited profit boosts for your favorite player props, authentic NBA gear, game tickets, and access to exclusive Fanatics events like Fanatics Fest in New York City. But that's not their only play. The good times roll on with Fanatics Fair Play, an injury protection policy that turns losses into wins. That's right. If you love player props, your legs are protected across the entire first half of every game if an injury takes place. If your guy goes down, you're getting your money back or your parlay plays on. Make the switch to the sportsbook that gives you more to play with. Winning hits different here.
Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-MY-RESET.
You know that Chick-fil-A sells more than chicken, right?
Hello, my name is Jaleesa, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit is how it's all of my favorite breakfast items in one good bite. That fluffy egg, that melty cheese with that perfectly grilled sausage. It just gives you that warmth, that comfort food that you love. It is the best possible option for a classic breakfast.
Comfort is calling. Order a Chick-fil-A sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit with Simply Orange Juice on the Chick-fil-A app today. Real guests paid for their testimonial.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 80% water, right? It doesn't clean as well.
80% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure, concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Oh, let me make an announcement. Attention shoppers, if you want a real deal, try Tide Pods.
Stop paying for watered-down detergents. Pay for clean. If it's gotta be clean, it's gotta be Tide Pods. Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by New Century Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, just 20 minutes south of Kansas City, where you'll always pay less in Paola. Kansas side, 435 eastbound past Row. This accident blocking two right lanes. Two left lanes get by. Solid delays just crawling from before 69 highway. New Century Ram, Jeep and Dodge in Paola. Keeps it simple. Honest deals without big city overhead. Shop new and used cars, trucks, Rams, and Jeeps. And for 2026, the powerful V8 Hemi is back in Ram trucks. Just 20 minutes south of the city. Could save you thousands. Online at New Century Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram.com. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Vern's season preview show is Thursday, March 12th, starting at 6 o'clock, right here on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan, KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, and Odyssey Sports Station.
Can't remind you enough, but I'm going to remind you again. Either way, you're going to get it. Vern's season preview show is tonight at 6 o'clock up until 8 o'clock. 2 hours. Normally an hour. Tonight it's 2, 6 to 8 p.m. Going to have Cole Reagan's on. Going to have Michael Garcia on. And he's going to give you his season theme. So he's given us at least 2 topics on a Friday.
I was going to tell Mac, make sure you get a cut of Vern saying it. We want the audio tomorrow morning of what Vern's theme is of the season, because everybody loves that, man. People wait all winter long. And I know I do anyway. Maybe I'm the only one waiting for what Vern's theme is going to be for the Royals this year.
You and Vern's Ferns.
Yeah, that's
the
exactly
real ones
right.
Remember, but yeah, Vern's season preview show is tonight at 6 o'clock until 8 o'clock on 96.5 The Fan. The ace of the staff, Cole Reagan's. The man that owns the hot corner at third base, Michael Garcia, who is hot right now for Team Venezuela. And also, Vern gives you his season theme.
Yep.
I wonder if anything that's going on right now in the World Baseball Classic will have anything to do with Vern's theme.
I would think maybe a little bit, but I always think Vern's theme, and this is the way I perceive it, kind of lays out what he expects for the season too, right? So
Yeah.
I'm expecting his theme to be something, and I know it's not going to be this, but it should be, October or bust. I mean, that kind of needs to be the mindset, I think, of everybody in Kansas City as well. With what you're watching now in the World Baseball Classic, with the excitement that they're having, with all the players that are producing right now, this is the best advertisement the Kansas City Royals could have ever had for their organization and for their players, because they are dominating and owning this World Baseball Classic. And it's not just guys on Team USA. It's guys on Team Italy. It's guys on Team USA. It's guys on Team Venezuela. You're looking around the Dominican. You're looking around and watching what's going on right now, and our guys are performing. These guys are performing great. And for the Royals, who, they always want to move tickets and get people to the ballpark, and now they're trying to sell an app, like, people are going to look at this and go, all right, I got Royals fever right now. This is the greatest marketing campaign that the Royals could have ever done, is to have their guys not only play in the World Baseball Classic, but basically be the stars of the World Baseball Classic. Vinny Pasquantino has become a star for the Kansas City Royals. And so I think, like, when you're thinking about Vern's theme and expectations, this shouldn't be about, is this team going to make the playoffs, Dusty? To me, the expectation should be, how far are they going to play into October this year? Because the playoffs, to me, should be something that we expect. It should now be the expectation for the Royals, like it is for the Chiefs, right? Every year we go into the season, how far are they going to advance? Well, they went 6-11 last year, bad year, move on. But for the Royals now, we need to have that same expectation, and they have that same expectation, I would imagine. It's not about making the playoffs. It's how are we going to do once we get to October and the playoffs begin. And I think that needs to be your expectation as a Royals fan this year.
Yeah, I think it's it brings the question up, because do you think it's this hot start for what we've seen with Caglione and Vinny Pasquantino? Now, I know you can look at average all you want and be like, Vinny's in 188. Well, he had 3 home runs.
3 home runs yesterday.
And which just proves more of my point of like batting average dying in baseball. But like, you look at what Bobby Wood Jr.'s done, you look at what Vinny Pasquantino's done, Michael Garcia, and Jack Caglione. You can't have a successful season if those guys don't show up to the yard, right? Like, if Caglione is what he's showing this spring and what he's shown in this World Baseball Classic, we should apologize to J.J. Picollo about saying, why didn't you go get an outfield bat? And I would like a lot of apologies myself, but I don't matter. J.J. Picollo does. And seeing Vinny do this, see Bobby do this, see them starting to hit that stride is something that's great. And I wonder what it's better for. Is it better for the Royal fan base, who's probably also infatuated with the Kansas City Chiefs as well, coming off a depressing season, going into coming off of a gut-wrenching, depressing failure of a season last year in baseball, and now you have this leading up to the regular season, where you're on a new television, or not a new television, but you're on a new
thing,
streaming, whatever it's called, Royals TV. They're going, man, how can we get these people? What's our marketing? World Baseball Classic.
Yeah.
You look at, how do I get ready for the Royals season? What's going to get me ready for opening day? Because guess what? They're not opening day in Kansas City. They're doing it in Atlanta. They're going to be here on Monday. How do I get this? So I think not only is this production we're seeing from Royals players in the World Baseball Classic massive and important for these players, it's also been massive and important for the town itself, because you're going to have those people that I know they're going to text in like, I didn't need this to get ready. That's awesome. I'm not speaking to you. I'm speaking to the people that are like, I don't know if I'm ready for baseball. I mean, we're projecting it snow on Sunday. It's not officially spring yet. We just changed our clocks. And then you watch these games, you're like, damn, I'm ready to watch these boys.
How could you not be? How
Right.
could you not be stoked if you're a Royals fan based on what you've seen over the last 3 days? I mean, like, it's got to give you that bug for baseball, and if it doesn't, then you're not ready for it. And you're right. There's going to be the baseball fan that I don't need this to get ready for baseball. But then there's that casual fan. I hate to be this guy all the time, but the diehard baseball fan, we don't care about you. We know you're there. It's about bringing everybody else to the party. How do we get the casual fan to pay attention? How do we get the less than casual fan to pay attention? How do we get everybody bought in like they were in 14 and 15, or like everybody's been bought in for the Chiefs? I mean, everybody right now is a huge Chiefs fan in Kansas City. They may not know the X's and O's about the game, but by God, they're a fan of what's going on because it's fun. And what you're seeing now in the World Baseball Classic is fun. And if the Royals carry that into the regular season and they win games and they have fun, you're going to want to be part of that. You're going to want to be at the ballpark. You're going to want to be, listening to these games on the radio. You're going to want to be hanging on your seat for every single pitch because it become fun. 14 and 15, it was fun. It was so much fun. And it was fun because they were winning, but they were having fun playing the game. And their fun playing the game came through, and we all had fun. And that's what's going on right now with this World Baseball Classic. I don't know if anybody legally could have more fun than what Vinny Pasquantino's doing right now. I mean, it's incredible. And he's producing 3 big home runs last night. And that's what you want. That's what baseball needs. This has been a great show for how baseball can be fun. Just watch the Dominican team last night and the home run bat flips that were going on in that game. Amazing. Awesome. Awe-inspiring. Eye-opening. You're like, wow, I want more of that. We need to get more of that in Major League Baseball. We need to let that fun that we're seeing now carry over into a 162-game regular season because, as you know, 162 games, people are bored in May with that. But if you have this kind of excitement and this kind of fun that keeps you on the edge of your seat, you're going to keep coming back for more. And so I just think this World Baseball Classic has been the perfect advertisement for the Kansas City Royals to get ready for this season because I don't know what you guys feel. It's not a huge buzz for baseball, but I think now, after watching these World Baseball Classic games, people are going to be fired up for baseball in Kansas City.
Well, and it's also, I think, if you look at it from the United States standpoint, they had their scare. And there's a lot of times when in sports, it might be, give it the March Madness theme, but you're like a 1 seed or a 2 seed, and you play that second weekend game where you go from playing like a 16 seed or a 15 seed to playing like an 8 or a 9, or a 10 or a 7.
Right.
That game, all of a sudden, it's like, dude, they're down the whole game, but they snuck it out. You're like, all right, that was their scare. Now they'll go on their run. They'll do their thing. United States had their scare. Their manager doesn't know the rules of it.
Right.
He thought they had clinched, and they didn't. And then you needed Italy to win. Italy just blew Mexico out yesterday. And so now it's kind of like, all right, well, USA, Canada, Friday night, boom, they win that game. They go on to the Sims. If they win that game, then all of a sudden we might get the matchup we've desired, which is possibly Japan versus the United States. We'll see if that happens. But it would be great. And I think that's what last night was. That was the okay, but the other time it was, wow, look at these Royals. Michael Garcia and Vinny Pasquantino absolutely showing out in these games. And almost all the Royals advancing, right? Like you have Puerto Rico, Seth Lugo, right? We just got the news yesterday that Michael Wacha's headed back.
Yeah.
And then you have Bobby Witt Jr. obviously advancing, Vinny, Cags, Michael, Sal, Estevez, all those guys. They're continuing to play. So I think it's big for the fan base. I think it's huge for the teammates on this team because then they're all going to get together and get to collab in the Royals dugout.
I mean, and this is what makes it even fun. Now there's a Sopranos meme going out there, and it's Tony sitting there at the table. He goes, "He was a brave Italian explorer, and in this house, Vinny Pasquantino is a hero." I mean, those are the things that are happening now. Vinny Pasquantino is becoming a quote-unquote household name just by his performance. And then that carries over. And now you've got the Soprano stuff leaning into it. And everybody's leaning into the forget about it. And I need more wine and the espresso. Like, they are playing it up the best that they can. And then they're backing it up with their play on the field. So I think the Royals right now have to be sitting back kind of like Kermit with the tea, just drinking it going, man, we couldn't have asked for anything better. We got people excited about the ball club. We didn't have to spend a dime.
The newest New Heights podcast dropped yesterday, and Travis Kelce let everyone know when he knew he was coming back next year, or I guess this year, for the Kansas City Chiefs. We discuss that next on 96.5 The Fan, your home for the Kansas City Chiefs.
This is Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan, brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, I'll tell you, my friends over at Aspen Lawn and Pest Control have made our lawn look amazing. It is absolutely beautiful already this spring, and that's because last fall, Aspen put our lawn to bed the right way. And when it woke up this spring, it was green. And I drive down the block now, and I'm not kidding. I look at everybody else's lawn. I'm like, little yellow there, a little brown there. Look at my lawn. It is all green. The college-educated professionals have done an amazing job on our front lawn, and they're ready to help you take your lawn to that next level and make it the best-looking lawn on the block. I couldn't be happier with the folks over at Aspen Lawn and Pest Control. They finally fixed the biggest eyesore at our house, that front yard, and now it looks awesome. I smile at it every day. I'm jealous of the way that they were able to get it done, and I couldn't get anything done, but that's why they're the best. That's why they get it done right the first time, and now they're going to give you a special offer, a free estimate and up to half off your first application when you mention this ad, and they offer full-service lawn care, irrigation, and pest control. So check them out now at aspenlawn.com. That's aspenlawn.com.
By now, you've heard that Booth Creek Wagyu steaks and beef are the best tasting, most flavorful cuts you've ever had. And if you don't believe us, try it for free. Try Booth Creek Wagyu anytime at 95th and Null or 135th and Metcalf. Stop by our store and we'll prepare a free mouth-watering sample of your selected choice cut. Heart-healthy, low-cholesterol, authentic American, full-blooded Wagyu steaks and beef. We know you'll love it as much as we do. Crafted for exceptional beginnings. Join the Booth Creek Wagyu revolution at boothcreekwagyu.com.
Sex, intimacy, love. These three things are critical to a good relationship, and that's the problem with erectile dysfunction. It often destroys sexual enjoyment and intimacy. It stresses the love between partners, often to the breaking point. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if you're suffering with ED, you likely know exactly what I'm talking about. But I also want you to know that ED doesn't have to impact your relationship anymore. At Heartland Men's Health, we're ED experts, with our focus on men's sexual health. We've treated tens of thousands of men and have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases. I promise you, if you're like most guys, you can get your sex life back, perhaps even performing like you haven't in years. So if ED is affecting you, it's time to get back to better sex, better intimacy, and deeper love. Call us. Just $99 gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com.
This is the highlight of my morning. Hey, what's up? It's Island.
And I'm Josh.
And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Bacon, Egg, and Cheese Biscuit is that it's our go-to morning comfort.
And you've got that nice golden fluffy egg.
With a soft, flaky biscuit.
Crispy bacon.
Melty cheese.
You want something quick, you want something convenient, but most of all, you want something good.
There's no better way to start your morning.
There we go.
Start off the morning with a Chick-fil-A Bacon, Egg, and Cheese Biscuit with Simply Orange Juice. Order on the Chick-fil-A app today. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Jake from State Farm. I'm winning. I finally cleaned my house, so I'm breaking out my new tropical room spray.
Keep winning and create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. It's like your own personal paradise.
Ooh, hey, grab me a coconut water.
Bundling, just another way to save with a personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Love college basketball? Gear up for another exciting season of college ball with a special offer from BetMGM. Sign into your BetMGM account and enjoy a college basketball odds boost token to snag even more winnings on your next bet. Just log into the BetMGM Sportsbook app, add any college basketball bet to your bet slip, and activate your odds boost token. If you win your bet with your token activated, you'll score extra winnings. It's that simple. Log in and enjoy our odds boost token to help you create another memorable season of college ball. Head for the net with BetMGM all season long. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. Must be 21 years of age or older. This promotional offer not available in D.C., Mississippi, New York, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. Subject to eligibility requirements in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Total.
Hop in a John Deere Gator XUV for a day's work. Let's see what's on the to-do list. There goes the tree. And the fence. Not a problem. Because you've got a cargo box filled with solutions. Up to 4,000 pounds of towing capacity. And you're ready to roll.
The power's out!
Here we go again. The Gator XUV, built for every kind of workday. Learn more at johndeere.com/Gator XUV. Nothing runs like a deer.
Hey, it's Dusty Likens, and from changing seasons to unpredictable road conditions, having solid auto insurance gives you real peace of mind. With AAA, switching today means you could save up to 21% on your auto insurance. AAA offers dependable protection, personalized coverage options, and customer service that's always there for you. And when you bundle policies or insure multiple vehicles, you can save even more. Visit AAA.com. That's AAA.com.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this. Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
Kansas side, 435 eastbound, still heavy from Quivira over past Antioch, but the earlier accident out at Knoll has cleared. 35 northbound, solid from 87th Street up towards Antioch with multiple accidents reporting in through there. 635 northbound gets heavy around K5 and stays slow to the bridge with construction in the right lane. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Well. Starting to look like a beautiful Thursday. lots and lots and lots of college basketball. Starting at 11:30 as Mizzou plays today against Kentucky. That should be a good game. Mizzou 3.5-point dogs. They beat Kentucky this year at Rupp Arena. KU plays tonight at 8-ish because you know how these tournaments go. I'm really interested to see what you tell us about the court tomorrow because it's been, kind of like mixed views on a lot of it. So you'll actually be there. Gold was there Wednesday, so they had their discussion about it and how he felt about it. You'll be there tonight, so I'm excited to see what you tell us how it was presented towards. Because he said it was cool when it was dark and they lit up. He's like, then during the day it was like, eh.
Well, there's been a lot
with the
of
lights on. He was like, yeah, whatever.
There's been a lot of discussion on this court because the women played on it last week, and you didn't hear much complaining. Nobody was complaining about the court last week. Then the men get down here, and everybody's bitching and moaning about what's going on with the court. And I saw a tweet and a comment from a K-State assistant women's basketball coach on X, and it said something to the effect of, they didn't light it up as much when we were playing because they were just kind of testing it and going through the motions. And then once the men's tournament started, the company that runs the court was given the A-OK to do what they want. And so they're trying to showcase their product as well. Like, this is a showcase opportunity for the people who have invented and created this court. And so I guess they went a little haywire, doing all the bells and whistles and stuff like that because it's human nature. Like, they get rid of the speed limit. What are you going to do? You're going to go as fast as you possibly can. And so they took the guardrails off from this company. They go, do whatever you want. Go have fun with it. And, of course, they went, to the extreme where people were complaining about that. So I'm sure there's got to be some sort of happy medium because – the last thing you really want to do is have that going off during the game, and it does distract a player, and then you miss a shot or something like that. Like, you can't have that kind of stuff going on in between timeouts, the lighting up the three-point line. That kind of stuff is fun, but they were really scaled back for the women's tournament because they were still kind of working through all the bugs on it. And then once the men's tournament got here, they got the all clear to do whatever they wanted, and they just kind of blew it up the way that they have over the last 2 days. So it doesn't bother me, but I don't know what it's going to be like in person, and I don't know what it's like playing on that floor either.
I think the technology will find its forte and find its place, its niche. I don't know if basketball is it, but like WWE, if they can figure out their surface and if it can be, I don't know how hard or how springy it needs to be, but like things like that for like a different sort of venue or event could be really cool. I don't know.
But I like the fact that you can
Savannah
change
Bananas using something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of how that would work outside.
Do it? I don't know.
Yeah, right. I would say to your point, I think WWE has that already with pyros and the Titantron with all the music and all that, and they turn the lights out and they can do whatever they want to do. With the Savannah Bananas, they have the ambiance of the crowd, the lights of the stadium. Can't really do that as much or to the extent that like they can do.
Yeah.
Whereas like in the NBA, everyone's attention is like on the court all the time, and people have probably said, well, we see the painted courts. Instead of just having one select court, why don't we make a technology that we could do like a pixel-related court? Because like Bob had said, like what I'm hearing in this is that it's slippery, it's not the same. But then again, how much of that is like in your head and it's not?
Absolutely.
I agree that it's definitely a different texture for sure.
And you need to get out there and you need to check it out. The referees seem to like it, so that's a good thing
Don't
because
super care about that.
Yeah,
but they're talking about the quality of the court. They run on it probably more than
not
an
like
NBA
the players. They run back and forth in a straight line, Bob.
Yeah, but they're never subbed out and they're always out there.
Side to side movement, quick lateral movements. They do not jump up and down. It's not. They do not.
That's fair.
They're not doing a basketball. They're not sprinting. They're not cutting. They're not going to a basket. They're not being defended.
But they're also running on that court. And for them to say, it's not that big a deal, it works for us. That I like everybody else's opinions. I'm not going to discount somebody's opinion because they don't cut. Like these guys are running up and down more than they don't take nights off. There's no load management for the referees. They do more than most players do in a game. So I would like to see, what everybody thinks about this thing. So
can I ask what they do in a game more than players?
Just run up and down. They're not being subbed out, though. Yeah, but they're not subbed out. There's no load management. They're doing all of that kind of stuff. Nah, man, those referees are in shape. I disagree. I think those referees are in great shape. Look at hockey referees.
They're in great shape. I mean, they're doing more than the athletes in the NBA.
Yeah, these players are sitting on the bench. The ref doesn't get a blow.
He
doesn't.
they stand. They don't run the entire game.
Yeah, standing is not. You stand for 3 hours. I mean, it's taxing. I'm not saying they're out there, doing manual labor or anything like that. But if these guys are running up and down the court, I am interested to see what they have to say. I'm interested to see what everybody has to say about it. I'm not going to discount anybody because maybe think they work hard enough or something like that. I've never seen this court before. I am interested in literally everybody's opinion on that court so we can kind of come to a finality of whether or not this is something that is going to be moving forward, if this is something that just is a one game, one tournament type experience. Will other people jump on? I think if they make money off this court where you can constantly change the advertisement on the court for the fans and the crowd, like you can put a different logo on center court, other people are going to see that. You can maximize that. Eventually, this court will be the way because it generates more money than a random basketball court does. You can't get out there and change the center court logo every 30 seconds like you can. It increases the opportunity to sell advertising for a place like KU that has a logo on everything and can't afford to put a logo on anything anymore. They may think, you know what, maybe we get this court and this advertisement is on the center court. We go down, we switch it, come back. Everybody in the arena is seeing that. I think we're more at a future for that court because it will generate more money for these leagues than having a court with just one logo on it that you can't change constantly throughout the game. It just creates so many more opportunities. So that's why I'm interested in hearing what everybody has to say about it. If the referees are bitching like, yeah, we're running up and down and it's terrible for us, we'd be buying into that. Look, the refs can't even run up and down. But the refs say it's okay. Who cares what they have to say? But if they were slipping and falling, we'd all be going, look, the refs are slipping and falling on this. So I think you have to take everybody's perspective and get everybody's perspective and then make a concentrated decision. But I would imagine that's more of the future, guys, than it is, just something that is a one-off in the Big 12 tournament because of the opportunities that you have to make money on that court. And that's what this thing is all about, generating cash.
Somebody in the text line says they'd be interested to see hockey try this out.
Yeah, I think it would be cool for hockey too. Yeah, they do it with the boards. I mean, if you watch a hockey game, and I watch, like sometimes I'll switch from the Devils feed to the Pittsburgh feed, right, if they're playing each other, and the ads are completely different on the Devils game versus the Penguins game. They're playing each other in the same arena. And you have the boards, now they're basically green screens. They're in the arena, you've got what you got. And then on TV, you can sell it to somebody else and see those ads on TV. If you're watching the Jersey feed, if you're watching the Pittsburgh feed, they're selling. So there's more money in it for everybody. It's like the green screens behind home plate. You watch a Royals feed, that ad is completely different than the Tigers ad or the little logo that's on the mound now that everybody thinks is, oh, that's just, painted on. No. That's a superimposed logo. So everybody's doing this. It's all about ways to generate the most money you possibly can. And I think a court like that is going to be something that a lot of people look at and they go, man, it can generate money. You have to think like these owners do who don't care about winning and losing. They care about generating money. And that new court is going to generate a lot of people a lot of money based on its ability to constantly change.
So speaking of changing, the Chiefs have changed a lot of their roster. In fact, that 2022 draft, by gosh, it's probably not even – how many players are left in that draft there on this team? Like one?
2022, I don't think any.
Zero, because Leo Chanel, he's with the Washington Commanders. Trent McDuffie, he's with the Los Angeles Rams. I guess Karlaftis would be one.
Yeah,
right?
You're right. That's it. You're
Karlaftis
right.
is the sole member. That's how good he's been. We don't remember he's on the team, and he just got a contract extension. But
heard of him.
Travis Kelce and Jason Kelce do their show every week, New Heights Podcast. And of course, he was in the news as the Chiefs brought him back for one more year. The announcement yesterday via video. Now it's officially official, and they had the discussion on when he knew he was coming back.
Let's get to the actual biggest news coming out. Travis is coming back for year 14.
Yeah, baby.
At what point did you know for sure you were coming back?
About midway through the season.
So what were you waiting on then?
I think I was taking Jason Kelce's advice. I was taking the advice to take a step back because you got to let the emotions clear and you got to have a clear head. I've made decisions based off of emotions and, they haven't always played out the right way. So I think taking a step back, letting the emotions settle down, the frustrations from the season. Of course I want to come back. Of course I don't want to end my career not making the playoffs and not having one of the best years, it still felt like I was hungry enough to get back at it. And obviously there's still a little bit of that grit and that emotion that, I hated the way that it ended last year, and I want to make it right,
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't get another chance in another Super Bowl, man.
When did you know that you're going to come back? About halfway through the season. Okay, so 4-6. He was. I'm coming back.
Remember that Jacksonville game? Yeah.
All right, we're doing this again.
Yep, I'll be back next year for all of this. But that's actually really good advice when you listen to what Travis Kelce says about taking the time and stepping back. And we just had a real world situation with that at our house with my daughter and some stuff that was going on, and she wanted to make an immediate rash decision. And I said, here's the deal. Ned Yost used to tell us all the time, you make a decision in your mind and then you wait a week and you let it play itself out. You think about it. You get out of that raw emotion stage. And then in 7 days, you revisit that decision. And Ned always used to talk about it with sending a player down, right? All right, we're thinking about sending Dusty down. Let's wait a week. Let's see what happens. Come back in a week, reconvene. If we all still have that same thought, then it's time to make that move, right? That's the way Travis handled it as well. That's the way I told my daughter to handle something, and the decision changed. That's what you have to do. You can't make a decision when you're emotionally invested in that situation. You have to take that step back. And I texted Ned the other day. I said, that week thing you gave me, I said, I used it with my kid. Great advice. And he's like, yeah, it works all the time. It helps you really focus on what's important. And so Travis got away from it and realized, I ain't done playing yet, man. Like in the middle of a 6-11 season, he may have been done. F this, I'm out. But then you get away from it, you go, no. I'm not going out that way. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to play again. So you take the time, but he knew all along, especially after that Jacksonville game, he was probably coming back for more.
2022 draft, Trent McDuffie, gone. Karlaftis here. Sky Moore, gone. Now with Green Bay.
I think he signed with yesterday.
Brian Cook, gone. Cincinnati. Leo Chenal, gone. He's with Washington. Joshua Williams,
gone.
Don't know who he's with. Darren Kennard, I think he's still here.
He's on the, Joshua Williams on the Titans, I believe.
Titans. And then Kennard's still here, right? Darren Kennard? I thought for some reason I thought that Nate Taylor brought that name up randomly. Jalen Watson, gone. Isaiah Pacheco, gone. Najee Johnson, gone.
Najee Johnson might.
He's still here, isn't he?
So there's more than we thought. So there's 3 active members, maybe, if Kennard's here.
Yeah, but we're all going
Kennard
like,
is not here.
Maybe
he's not here.
He's not here.
Who?
Darian Kennard played in Green Bay last year.
He was like the. I'm thinking of Norzad. That's who I was thinking.
Yeah, Hunter Norzad.
Yeah, that's who I was thinking.
Yeah. Najee Johnson is still a Chief as of right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Johnson and Karlaftis are the only 2 of that draft, which was 3 years ago.
But that's how fast the league moves, guys.
Crazy.
That's why you're not rooting for players. You're rooting for laundry, the old Seinfeld, right? You're rooting for laundry. You can't fall in love with yet but a select few of these guys because the roster changes over. Mac, what did you say? 50% of the roster's gone from last year?
Yep.
I mean, and that's fine. You were 6-11. You were 6-11. None of those guys need to come back, right? And to say how good a draft class that was, those guys combined have made like $250 million this offseason. Washington let all their free agents go. Not one person that was a Washington Redskin last year signed with anybody different this year. That tells you the talent level of these teams. It also says, we just kind of swung and missed. But that talent level, the Chiefs got $250 million in free agent contracts just from that 22 draft alone. The Washington football team didn't re-sign their guys, and nobody has re-signed nobody has signed a Washington football player that was on that team last year. It's crazy, man. We have the talent. Last year, it just all got lost. It was just a bad year all the way around because guys like that don't get paid unless they're really good,
So now will we have the talent this year?
Right.
That's a good question. Yeah.
Because Deebo Samuel's still a free agent?
Oh, yeah.
Would you put him on the Chiefs roster?
Depending on the money, I'd think about it. I think he'd be good in an Andy Reid offense, like the idea of him. He was okay last season.
I wonder if that'd be like Juju 2.0.
Yeah.
Where like he comes here on like a 1-year deal and then somebody's like, ooh, he's got some juice. And then they go get him and it's just not the same. And it just shows that like the system worked for him. I don't know.
Can I ask a favor of all of us? And I'm talking sports fans in general. I've been thinking about this for a long time, and you just said something that made me think of this. Can we stop putting the if the contract is right caveat in front of everything? I'm being honest with you. Can we stop doing that? Because that is a cop-out. Do you want Deebo Samuel or not? That should be the question. We should not lean on, well, if it's a good contract, who the hell cares? If they sign him, they can pay him, right? That's not our job to worry about those contracts. And we all fall into that crutch because we don't want to make a decision. I'm as guilty as anybody, right? We're all there. So I want us as the show to start going forward. Don't worry about the contract. If they want to pay a guy $27 million and they think he's fine, that's on them. That's not on us. So would Deebo Samuel be a good fit just as a player, not about the contract? Would that be a good player for us? Is that an upgrade for us?
Yeah, anything's an upgrade.
Well, that question, my fault with that.
I know where you're going, though. Do I want Deebo Samuel? Do I not want Deebo Samuel? No, I don't not want him. I'm not going to be mad if they get him, but I'm not. I don't want to go. Wouldn't go out of my way to go get Deebo Samuel. But if they go acquire Deebo Samuel, that'll tell me, okay, they trust his health. Right. They trust his age. All right, I'm excited about it.
Exactly. That's kind of how I would be. If you said to me, do you want Deebo Samuel? I'd be like, probably not.
Yeah.
But if they bring him here, hell yeah, I'll support him and see what we like. The Kenneth Walker thing. I wasn't big on going out and spending that kind of money on a running back, but then you see the guaranteed money, you see what it would have cost in the draft, all this kind of stuff. You're like, yeah, it's a pretty good deal for a guy that I expect to get a lot of production out of this year. So Deebo Samuel, I think as Dusty said, he's more of a Juju Smith-Schuster, more of an MVS type of guy at this point in his career. I'd rather draft somebody than go sign him.
He might be the best free agent wide receiver available.
This is just some breaking news out of the golf world. Not anybody cares, but pretty known golfer Colin Morikawa has withdrawn from the Players.
Wasn't he the second favorite?
With a back injury. Never like to see that in golf, especially at his young age. He has withdrawn, which leaves his Masters question in question. Because
I like him.
Will he be healthy enough? Because like back injuries, man, it got Wyndham Clark, it's gotten Tiger Woods, it's gotten a ton of these guys.
It's everybody, dude.
It's just that swing, man. And it's
how old is he?
I gotta guess 27.
No way, and he's already barking at the back.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'll look it up, but I don't think he's. I mean,
that sucks, man. The back thing. He needs to go to QC Kinetics, man. Stop dealing with this stuff.
Yeah, let's see here. Colin Morikawa profile.
Yeah, it's too bad.
Yeah, it sucks, man. It's just it's terrible when guys like this in the sport go down with injuries like this, because it's just like, will he come back the same? It's kind of like the Tommy John stuff for baseball. It's like kind of that same thing. So he is 29 years old. Just turned 29.
Just turned 29.
Yep.
Speaking of young guys with injuries, you see Joey Wentz blew his ACL fielding a ground ball yesterday in practice, out for the year.
Oof.
That sucks.
That blows.
Yeah, covering first base on a spring training drill. Blew his ACL, done for the year. That sucks, man.
So I reached out to Vern because his season preview show is tonight. It's going to have Cole Reagans, Michael Garcia, and his theme of the season. I said, hey, Vern, I want to be as accurate as I could possibly be. Could you shoot me your last 5 themes of the season?
Okay.
So good. Back to 22 was the river card.
Yeah.
23 was the campfire that went out quickly.
Very fast.
24, the deep end. 25, the sophomore album.
Mm-hmm.
So you can kind of see, the river
This
card.
is junior year, man.
Yeah.
You rule the school.
I don't know, man. I feel like if you want to take last year's theme, which it won't be that way because Vern's just that clever, you're headliners. You're not a sophomore album. This isn't the second album. Because remember we did this bit last year. What was the best second album of like any band? Remember when we did that topic? And we were talking about like, oh yeah, I'm thinking about like an album. Because everybody has that great first album, which is why that one year they went to the ALDS and it was like, okay, Royals, Yankees, nobody knew this. These were kids. These were young guys. They made it. They did it. And then it was like, all right, what's the sophomore album going to be?
Mm-hmm.
And it's always like, you hear people's like, because a lot of people love Weezer's Green Album. Well, I guess that wasn't even their sophomore. Pinkerton was their first. The sophomore album would have probably been the Blue Album. Great album.
Great
right?
album. That's their sophomore album, the Blue Album?
Pinkerton's
really?
their first album.
The Blue Album is,
because they went Pinkerton, Blue, Green, right? Bing, boom, boom, right in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Sophomore album for Blink-182, depending on how deep you'd want to get, would be like Buddha, right? Because you got Cheshire Cat, Buddha, and then Dude Ranch, right? So
see, I would go Use Your Illusion 1 and 2 for Guns N' Roses' second album after Appetite for Destruction.
And is it good?
It's great.
Okay.
Yeah, it really is.
But
now there's skips on it, but
sure, yeah. Then you're having two sort of like conversations, like which albums are non-skips, which ones are okay for, because a lot of times you'll get like the first album, you're like, dude, this is amazing. And then the second album, you get like the killer second album, you're like, what happened?
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think of Pearl Jam's second album, because like 10 is considered their first. I mean, Vitology is their second, maybe.
I forgot about this Weezer album. Pinkerton green and then Maladroit and then blue?
Yeah, I thought blue was later.
Oh, green's before blue? There's no way.
96 Pinkerton, 01's green, and then Maladroit's 02, and then 04 they come out with blue.
Okay, I thought blue was first. My bad. I am wrong always.
No, it's tough.
No.
Of course it's tough.
Yeah, exactly. Weezer's blue album came out May 10th, 1994, it says.
Well, they have the new album that's out now with all the covers that's blue, and maybe
then
that's
maybe
what they're
Spotify,
thinking of. I don't know. But that cover album came out 5 years ago, maybe.
I mean...
Well, I'll take Google for it over I guess, Spotify. I don't know why they would do that.
It's all fake news.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it is. I mean, I did an AI thing the other day about the Chiefs, and it said, since Trey Smith has been traded to the Rams. I'm like, what?
Trey Smith traded to the Rams?
So, this is what we're dealing with, okay? So no matter who you look at, no matter where you get your information, it's all wrong and it's all fake.
Ooh, 785, Korn coming out with a 3-part docuseries on Netflix. That'll be sick.
Yeah, I was wrong, but it is. Weezer's blue album was first, came out in 94. Pinkerton came out in 96. Green album came out in 01.
There you go.
Yeah, because Buddy Holly was like kind of what put him on.
Yeah, Buddy Holly put him on the map. That video was phenomenal.
Man, now I want to go home and listen to my blue album on vinyl. I love that album. So great. But yeah, again, Vern's On Deck show is what goes on during the regular season. Tonight is the season premiere show where he will give you his theme, interview with Cole Reagans, and interview with Michael Garcia. I want to get into this because if you could do one trade over again for the Royals or the Chiefs, 913-586-7965, you could do another trade, do a different way. What is that trade and why? Here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
This is Fescoe and Dusty, brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Your home for K-State athletics. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you, my friends over at QC Kinetics, we talked about the sore back, right? You can get your sore back looked at and fixed with my friends at QC Kinetics, and it doesn't have to happen in an operating room. What about elbow pain or knee pain? Any kind of joint pain you can get relief from and feel younger, and it doesn't have to happen in an opera room. It can happen at QC Kinetics Medical Professional Building right here in Kansas City, and they use the latest regenerative treatments backed by real science, treatments that take the tiny, powerful healing tools inside your body and concentrate them right where you need relief. That's how 40,000 different people all over the country are getting relief from my friends over at QC Kinetics. The sooner you start your treatment, the sooner the inflammation eases and the sooner that joint damage slows down. Because nobody signs up for feeling older faster. Find out if you're a candidate for QC Kinetics regenerative treatments. Your visit and consultation is free. So call them today at 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. QC Kinetics off 435 in State Line and in Gladstone, 816-412-6299.
You know that Chick-fil-A sells more than chicken, right?
Hello, my name is Jaleesa, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit is how it's all of my favorite breakfast items in one good bite. That fluffy egg, that melty cheese with that perfectly grilled sausage. It just gives you that warmth, that comfort food that you love. It is the best possible option for a classic breakfast.
Comfort is calling. Order a Chick-fil-A sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit with Simply Orange Juice on the Chick-fil-A app today. Real guests paid for their testimonial.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 80% water, right? It doesn't clean as well.
80% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure, concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Oh, let me make an announcement.
Attention shoppers, if you want a real deal, try Tide Pods.
Stop paying for watered-down detergents. Pay for clean. If it's gotta be clean, it's gotta be Tide Pods. Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent.
You're always better with a roof from JR.
So how can a roofer talk about a 30-year warranty on a shingle and then only guarantee his work for half that or less? Workmanship is the most important part. JR & Company's workmanship warranty, lifetime.
JR's there for you. You're always better with a roof from JR.
That's right. JR & Company offers a lifetime workmanship warranty on every residential roof we install. And it's even transferable if you sell your home. How do we offer a lifetime warranty? Our roofers are that good. It kind of makes you wonder about the other guys. From our free online storm damage check to our lifetime workmanship warranty, no one protects you and your home like JR and Company.
You're always better with a roof from JR.
Get your free storm check online at jrstormcheck.com.
Carpal tunnel syndrome, heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines. These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra, vutrisiran, is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for ATTR-CM.
Hey, March Matchups fans. BetMGM is offering a legendary experience for you and 3 of your friends in Vegas. Climb the BetMGM Court of Legends leaderboard for a chance to win the trip of a lifetime to Las Vegas to see Haley and Hannah Cavender face off at the Bellagio. Just sign into your BetMGM account, opt into the promotion, then start placing sports bets of at least $10 to climb the leaderboard. 25 winners will take home grand prize packages that include 4 tickets to the Court of Legends event featuring the Cavender twins, withdrawable funds for travel, a 3-night stay at the MGM Grand, and MGM Resorts credit. Make this March one to remember. Make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Kansas only. Existing customer offers. Subject to eligibility requirements. Withdrawable bonus dollars for flight money. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by New Century Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, just 20 minutes south of Kansas City, where you'll always pay less in Paola. Kansas side, 635 northbound, gets heavy past Parallel Parkway, stays very slow to the bridge with construction blocking the right lane. New Century Ram, Jeep, and Dodge in Paola keeps it simple, honest deals without big city overhead. Shop new and used cars, trucks, Rams, and Jeeps, and for 2026, the powerful V8 Hemi is back in Ram trucks, just 20 minutes south of the city. Could save you thousands online at New Century Dodge, Chrysler, JeepRam.com. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
So I'm not trying to count my chickens before they hatch. Team USA plays Team Canada Friday night. If they win, they will play the winner of Korea versus the Dominican Republic.
Okay.
You want to take a guess who the USA is going to throw out on the hump against the Dominican Republic?
Oh, let me guess. Tarek Scooble's coming back.
No. Paul Skeens would face that Dominican Republic lineup. You talk about absolute cinema.
Oh, God.
You throw that firepower of a lineup against Paul Skeens.
Dude, what's the NFL rolling out to compete with that? And I'm being serious.
Agency.
Yeah, free agency, I guess. But, like, on the surface, Paul Skeens versus the Dominican lineup should command like 20 million people to watch.
I'm trying to think about
that should be an NFL regular season type game.
Obviously, everybody plays everybody, but in the NL, you'll play each other more often than you will like an AL team.
Yeah.
He's faced Soto many times, I'm sure.
Sure.
In San Diego. Well, no, not in San Diego.
No, probably faced him last year with the Mets. Yeah, and then probably once with the Yankees.
Maybe. And then, obviously, Tatis he's faced.
Yeah.
But would go up against like Vladimir Jr., who plays for Toronto, probably hasn't faced him if at all.
But it's just different in this situation, Dusty. Like, it's just better.
I just can't wait, man.
I mean, it's better than having a one-off, with Paul Skeens is facing Tatis today. Great. There's 8 other guys in the lineup. But now he's going against the Dominican, and they're stacked, and they celebrate, and they have fun. And I think Paul Skeens probably wants to have a little fun. We saw that smile he gave Bobby Witt,
And that's the most you'll see out of Paul Skeens.
Yeah.
Because the way he does it when he strikes out and that leg just kind of whips around, he walks off the mound, that's the most you get of Paul Skeens. With that firepower and that right arm, I don't know if I change the channel.
I mean, that's crazy. That should be must-see TV.
I wonder if that game would be Sunday.
Well, they play Friday,
and then everybody else plays Saturday. They didn't play Friday.
Right.
Then would they play Sunday?
I think that's what I did see the schedule, because the 17th is the last day for this thing, and that's a week from today.
That's, yeah.
Right? Yeah.
No, the 17th is Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yeah, St. Patty's
5
Day.
days from today.
Yeah,
My math.
so they
Jeez.
would play Sunday, then they'd have the championship game on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Wow. Sunday could be a lot.
Yeah, Sunday could be. And imagine that game, too. I hope it's at the right time, guys. And what I mean by the right time is either 7 o'clock at night or early it's at 8 p.m.
8 p.m.
Eastern or Central?
They're just showing.
So it's Eastern. So it's 7 Central.
Here.
So there you go. So
FS1.
that's perfect timing, because the NCAA tournament show, it's only a half hour, maybe an hour now. You finish the NCAA tournament selection show and you go right into this. I mean, that's a really nice Sunday afternoon. You don't have to deal with 60 minutes and hear that damn clock ticking.
Kind of sucks. The other side of the bracket they'll play in the 16th, and then they'll play it back-to-back for that championship.
Well, life's tough, man. It comes at you fast. I don't know what to tell you on that one. Yeah, man, I mean, I for the children. Yeah.
Play both games the same day.
Yeah. So we had this discussion in the doc. I want to bring it up because it's fun to engage with everyone that likes to listen to this show, or hate listening to this show, whatever it is. Everybody has a different opinion about different times that happen with your sports team. And this one is, if you could have a do-over of a trade, what would it be? And the one that you have is one that's on the text line as well. Is 816 says Matt Castle would be my do not trade. And Tony G would be the second.
I would definitely have traded Tony G. He was smart. He needed to get out. It was a bad situation here. He saw the writing on the wall with Haley before anybody else did. I give Tony Gonzalez all the credit in the world for wanting to get the hell out of here. Now, handling it the way that he did and talking about how he had his best career with the Atlanta Falcons, that's stupid. And now he's wanting to be back in Kansas City because everything is going on here right now, and he wants to be re-embraced, and I get all that. But I am never going to fault Tony Gonzalez. He saw the writing on the wall with that psycho Todd Haley in there as a coach, like, get me the hell out of here. I think people were excited when the Matt Castle trade went down, if I'm not mistaken. It was very long ago, and I was living in St. Louis when that trade happened. So I would imagine people were pretty excited when that trade happened. But you look back on it, and obviously it wasn't a great trade. They could have drafted Joe Flacco the year before, but that was before Carl Peterson took over, or before Scott Pioli took over. So they could have drafted Joe Flacco the year prior and been set up at the quarterback position, or even the year they made the trade for Matt Castle. What if they would have just drafted Mark Sanchez instead? I mean, that guy took the Jets to 2 AFC championship games in a row, so he wasn't half bad. So you start to look at some of that stuff, but also you look at the other quarterbacks that were available at that time. Boy, they were slim pickings in 08 and 09, Dusty. I mean, like, slim pickings for everybody. Like, Matthew Stafford was really the only quarterback that amounted to anything out of that draft. Sanchez had a nice little career, but nobody else in those 2 drafts amounted to much.
I think mine is, for the Royals or Chiefs, is probably Beltran. Now, I know the Royals in that time frame weren't that great, and I think that's why a lot of people, when Bobby Witt Jr. was coming to that point, they're like, well, the Royals won't sign him. They never sign these guys. And they let Beltran go like in the prime of his career, and we got to watch Carlos Beltran just destroy the playoffs at that time. And
that year.
It was horrible. I mean, he went to Houston, just, he hit 8 home runs in the postseason.
It was ridiculous.
Everything he did was just like, damn it, dude. Now, again, I'm heavily biased towards that because that's where, like, my Royals fandom really started to bleed that royal blue, because Carlos Beltran had given me a wristband at the end of a game, and he had signed it. It's gone now,
Aw, is it?
I have no idea where it's at. I mean, it was sweaty when I got it, so it was cool.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, Carlos Beltran, this guy's a stud. He hits the walk-off home run on opening day.
Yep.
And all that comes to an end with a trade, and it's like, damn it. And you have to hear your dad tell you the same story of before. This is what we do. We did it with Damon. We'll do it with other players. And Beltran went on to have that great career. And I just wish back in time we could have had that sort of front office that would have been like, you know what? We're going to keep Carlos Beltran. We're going to keep this guy here and build this team around it and see what happens.
But it wasn't the front office. It was the owner.
Correct. That's what I mean, the owner. So, like, at the time, that destroyed me. And I was like, man, that's the Royal player that I love. That was the guy that I wanted to see.
Well, how old were you then? Because I was probably...
When was that? Like,
that was 03
okay,
was
so
when they traded him. And I was 27.
I would have been 16.
Yeah, 26, 27 for me. Yeah. So, yeah, you're in high school. That's a big deal, right? And, we were just waiting for Carlos Beltran to be traded and covering. And I remember exactly where I was. There was a Mexican place across the street from Ponax on Southwest Boulevard with a rooftop, and we were sitting up there having some cocktails, and the Carlos Beltran trade came down. I'm like, damn, all right, here we go. Let's see what they get back in return. And you never get much back in return, guys, for these deadline trades. It's like, I mean, John Buck was a nice guy and good, decent enough player, but you never get rewarded really for giving up a guy like Carlos Beltran. Mark Turgeon never really amounted to a whole heck of a lot here either,
A lot of people now on the text line saying they would have kept Gannon and traded Gerbach.
Yeah, I mean that's the one. But I think Gannon was ultimately a free agent and just walked out the door at that point in time. They could have re-signed him, but again, that's where Marty. I mean, as good as Marty was and how he changed this program with him and Carl, there were a lot of missteps that he made too with the playoff situation and that quarterback situation.
Yeah, that was one that ran deep. I remember still the Casey Starr article in the sports page. It was like Elvis is back in the building or something like that, and it was like coming off the Gannon games where you're like, wait, well,
yeah, why are you doing that?
And then you go back to now that you get older, you're like, well, how is you as a head coach of a team, the team that's the leader of your team, the quarterback, and now you're like, well, you're not the guy anymore, this guy is. And it's like, that's a tough decision, but ultimately it was in my opinion, it was the wrong decision.
It was clearly the wrong decision. You also have to have a feel for your team, and that's where the best head coaches and managers come in. They have a feel for their team, and just because you're the starting quarterback and get injured does not guarantee that you're going to get that job back. Ask Drew Bledsoe, and so I think Marty Schottenheimer, the word that we always use is choke. He choked in those big moments. He was not a big moment coach, and that's not saying anything wrong. You look at all the big moments that he's had. Go back to Cleveland. I mean, the drive, the fumble, all that kind of stuff. Gets him fired in Cleveland, comes here to Kansas City. You get that close, got him fired here. Same stuff happened in San Diego. You get this close, and then he choked in those big moments and with those big-time decisions. I just don't think Marty Schottenheimer was good at making those stressful type of decisions that could have a big impact. And those players were pissed. You talk to them now, all those guys on those teams, they were pissed. And that's why you have to have a feel for your team and a feel for your employees when you're a manager and have to understand what they need and what they want. And that entire team wanted Rich Gannon to be the quarterback. And the coach made that decision and messed with everybody. And they're all like, damn, man, that was the wrong decision to make.
We'll talk to a coach, the new head coach of the UMKC Roos. Mark Turgeon joins our show next as we get to talk all things college basketball. And don't forget, the Big 12 tournament coverage or scores will be presented by Busey Bank here on 96.5, the official bank of the Big 12. Mark Turgeon comes up next, the big man at UMKC on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
Fescoe and Dusty.
Every Hardee's is closed.
Well, that's odd. Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you what, my friends at Hy-Vee are ready to help you save time and save money as well. Every possible way they can save you money, Hy-Vee is doing that. Just walk up and down those aisles and you'll see all those signs of their price compared to everybody else's in town. It's always lower, right? That's what Hy-Vee does. They're putting money back in our pockets, and they do it with the fuel savers as well. Gas has gone up in price. Hy-Vee is helping you save money at the pump every single day. And they're also helping you save time. I know how busy everybody is because I'm living it with you. We got 2 kids. They're doing all sorts of different things. My wife and I, we each have our own activities. We are swamped. How are we going to get to the grocery store? Well, you know what? We're going to let Hy-Vee do it for us. We're going to download the app or go to Hy-Vee.com. Then we're going to choose the store, select our items, and then have Hy-Vee do all the shopping for us. Then all I have to do is either pick up my order at the store I selected or just have it delivered to my home. Hy-Vee is always finding ways to make life easier and to save us a boatload of cash so you can save time and save money. What could be better? Only at Hy-Vee.
FanDuel is giving all customers a profit boost every single day through March 15th. From now until that final 68 is revealed, you're going to be getting daily profit boosts for a chance at boosted winnings on your college basketball bets. Trust me, you don't want to miss a single day. You're going to want to check in often to make sure you're getting those new daily profit boosts. With the conference tournaments about to get going, maybe you think Kansas is going to go all the way. Maybe you like Missouri to navigate through the SEC. If you bet with FanDuel, you can take advantage of their profit boost. So build a same-game parlay for a shot at an even bigger payout, or try live betting and jump in after the tip-off once you get a feel of the game. Best of all, with FanDuel, you get paid instantly when you win. Just visit FanDuel.com/local to get started. That's FanDuel.com/local. FanDuel Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Missouri. Opt-in required. Bonus issued non-withdrawal profit boost token restrictions apply, including any token expiration or max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLE.
Hi, I'm Jacob, your friend and an actual jeweler at Chain Company. I'm proud to work for a family business that's been committed to the highest quality standards for nearly 100 years. Your dream engagement ring is designed for quality every step of the way. We set your diamond by hand, never with machines. Prong tips are beautiful and secure, and intricate details are thoughtfully crafted. At Shane Company, there's no shortcuts, just craftsmanship. Because a friend knows true love deserves the highest quality. Visit us in store or at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
As the seasons change, it's time to prep your HVAC system with a $49 seasonal tune-up from Hamilton Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Rooter. A tune-up can help save money on your energy bill and help prevent expensive breakdowns. As your local home service experts, everything we do is backed by our exceptional service guarantee. Over 40 years experience and more than 8,000 five-star reviews adds up to dependable service from neighbors you trust. Visit callhamilton.com/radio for details, terms, and conditions.
Okay, class, let's begin.
Psst, love your boots. I just sold a pair like that on eBay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it took like 2 seconds to list and they sold almost immediately. I've been selling everything lately. Some chunky boots, a faux fur coat I never wore, and a vintage chair that was more of an expensive clothing rack.
You know, I actually bought these on eBay. Wait, are you Kitty Sell Stuff from Brooklyn?
Okay, quiet, please.
Find what you love, sell what you don't. eBay. Things people love.
I built this business the old-fashioned way. Hard work and a whole lot of spreadsheets.
Yeah, about that, I upgraded us to Odoo. Odoo puts everything we need, sales, inventory, accounting, on one connected platform. No more juggling systems, no more headaches.
So it all works together?
Exactly.
Odoo is the all-in-one business software that makes running and passing on a business easier than ever. Take your business into the next generation. Try Odoo free at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
East side, 435 southbound, still heavy. Hit delays past 23rd. Stay slow down past Stadium Drive with an accident that at one point was blocking the left lane. Kansas side, 635 northbound. You hit delays before K5. Stays heavy up to the bridge. Construction blocks the right lane. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to watch all your favorite shows, shorts, and clips. This is your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan, KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
Back here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports, as the Big 12 tournament kicks off again today, starting at 11:30. And then the SEC tournament with Mizzou starts at 11:30. They play Kentucky. Max Tennessee Vols play at 2 o'clock today. So should be a lot of fun action going on today, as we'll be joined here now by Mark Turgeon, the head coach of the UMKC Roos. You got to go out there and see his fun event they did down there at Union Station. It was packed. It was full. It was rude out, man.
It really was. It was awesome to see the entire city kind of come together to celebrate, UMKC. It's something we've kind of talked about that we've always wanted to see as sports fans in Kansas City, is that UMKC gets back on the map and they become this program that we want to see. And they went out and they hit a home run with Mark Turgeon. And Coach, we were just talking about your Monday event. I was able to be down there in the audience, and I thought that was one of the coolest things ever. I can't remember this much excitement around UMKC and maybe ever,
Yeah, well, I thought the university did a great job putting it all together. Chancellor and Dr. Martin, and a lot of people excited, city manager, the sports commission, to, a big booster for us. So it was a great day. And, I stood up and I said, I'm not this important. I can't believe there's this many people here. And I teased Dr. Martin, maybe he was out grabbing people off the street and paying them to come in, but no, it was a great event, a lot of enthusiasm, and what a great venue. And then they lit it up that night at Union Station, and UMKC colors. So it was a special day for our university and a great day for me and my family. And we're looking forward to the challenge that lies ahead.
Yeah, and if you've already got the Andy Reid line down of looking forward to the challenge, I like that. That's good. You're mocking the best in the business with that one. But if Doc Martin was out there paying people to come in, it's in your NIL budget, so you can't be too happy about that.
Can I give him my cell phone number, Mark, and he can come hit me up? Hell, man, $50, I'm there.
No.
One thing that you said, I thought that was fantastic. Well done. Well played by you, Mark. One thing I thought you said was great on Monday was like, we're going to have a big announcement coming up. And then Tuesday, you announced the signing of 3 local players. That's got to be the vital part of getting UMKC to have that success, right? Is keeping everybody home.
Yeah, that's a huge part of what we're trying to do. And I'm not allowed to comment on anything recruiting-wise, but obviously that was a great day for our basketball program. We want to keep kids home, and we want to bring kids back home that have gotten away from us. So that's the plan. Whether we're able to execute it, we'll see. But we're off to a good start. And then, we're not going to sign all Kansas City kids. We're going to recruit worldwide. The college basketball has changed now that you can pay players. There's more foreign influence, in college basketball, and I think it's actually helped the game. I know it's no fun for the fan bases because they never have the same teams. They hardly ever have kids that, go 4 years through schools now. But I do think at the top of the game right now, and really across the board, college basketball is in a good place talent-wise. There's some really good teams out there. I think there's multiple teams that can win the national championship this year. A lot of it's because you're paying players and they're staying longer in college, and then the foreign influence. But we'll recruit Kansas City really hard. We'll recruit nationwide hard, and then we'll also recruit worldwide just to help us have the best program we can have.
Yeah, Mark, to steal a line from you, when you say, you look forward to the challenge, what's been the biggest challenge with the new way of college basketball for you personally?
Well, there's a reason I chose this level because I think it's a level where NIL is a part of it, but it's not everything. We're still at a level where we can go out there and really evaluate, outwork people. And I mentioned I was going to hire grinders. I'm a grinder. We're just going to work. And, I'm fortunate. I'm a little bit older, so I have a lot of contacts out there. So that's helped. The Kansas City basketball community has gotten behind us, which is terrific. So we're still a little bit old school in this thing. The hardest part for me right now is I just don't have enough time in a day. I don't have enough people hired yet to process all the data that's coming across my desk. And so, it is different because there's agents involved. So you're hearing from agents all the time. I got a player for you, because they're trying to make money. They're trying to make money for the players. That's really been the biggest headache, just not having enough manpower. And I don't think anybody does with what's going to come across your desk, starting, I think it's April 6th or 7th when the portal opens. That'll be a little bit crazy. But I really enjoyed the process of recruiting at this level so far. It's been rewarding. It's been different. It's been fun, and I know when the portal opens, I probably won't say those words. But it's so far to this point, it's been encouraging, and it's been different than what I went through, my last 15 years or so coaching before I stepped away.
How much of the portal stuff now do you look at your son and go, "Hey, you can handle this now, and I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna let you handle all this," because it seems like he's a huge influence for you, and I think that's awesome.
Yeah, he's been terrific. We hit the ground running. We told Doc Martin on a Friday we were going to take the job, and then it leaked out on Sunday morning. Unfortunately, we were supposed to leak out 48 hours later. But Will and I, that weekend, I was in Dallas with him, and we got more done in that weekend, and we really identified a lot of the kids that we're going to end up signing here in this late signing period. So I say all the time, I'm old and he's young. He can get more things done on a computer, and the things that they can do is amazing. But he loves it. He's passionate about it. Of course, I tried to talk him out of it because he had a really good job, and but this is what he wants to do, and it's great having him. It really is, and being around him every day. And he's smart. He's a smart kid, and then, bottom line is he's a lot closer to their age than I am. Even though I think that's my wheelhouse, an 18 to 23-year-old young man. I feel like I've always been able to help people and influence their lives, but he knows how it ticks with those young people, so he'll be a great help to me in recruiting and in coaching next year when we're dealing with our team.
Yeah, I want to bring up, because I know you're no stranger to the big tournament that they have every year in March and what that's like. I'm interested to know, like, what your opinion is in, like, expanding even more now than it has already to another level of expansion for the March Madness tournament.
Yeah, I really haven't paid attention the last 4 years, to be honest with you. If they expand, is it just going to be more Power Fours? Very few of us that get invited. And I think that's what it'll be. They're trying really hard to squeeze teams like us out. I mean, everything's set up for the Power Four. And that's why, when I was a young coach, I went from Jacksonville State to Wichita to A&M Maryland. You just kept climbing the ladder because you knew it was set up for you to be more successful. You could go 9-9 in a league and still make the NCAA tournament, and you didn't have to win 3 games in 3 days. So, I don't know if expansion is the right thing. I think our tournament is pretty amazing as it is. And it's hard to get into it, especially at our level. It's hard to win 3 games in 3 days. And you look at all the number 1 seeds. One of my former players, Matt Breyer, at Stephen F. Austin, what an incredible year he had, and he came up short yesterday. So I wish the league champion would automatically go, but there's too much money in these tournaments to be made for everybody. But I'm not a big fan. But if they do it, it is what it is, and we'll adapt. If it helps the mid majors, then I'm all for it. But I don't know how many mid majors it's going to help. But if it helps the mid-majors, I'm all for it.
Yeah, I think so. I think, the SEC is now talking about, breaking away from the NCAA. So obviously there's all kinds of situations that are going to arise, I would assume, this spring and this summer. But, Mark, what are you looking forward most to, coaching at UMKC? Like, what's the number one thing where you look at it and go, man, I really do want to take this job because of blank?
Well, I miss being around young people. I miss being a big influence in their life, making an impact on and off the floor. I think that's what I'm most looking forward to. Then I'm going to hire a young, great staff that I can really influence them. So it's really just using my experience and using my knowledge just to help people. And then, I love coaching. I love practice. I really miss practice. As a coach, you really don't miss the games as much, which sounds crazy. But you miss practice and getting them better. If you do your job in practice, usually the games are pretty fun. So that's what I'm looking forward to the most. Looking forward to this summer, getting our guys on campus and getting in the gym and making them better. But just being part of something, bigger than yourself again, is huge. And I love retirement. We had a good run. So I'm not afraid to go back to that someday, but, just being a part of something bigger than you. And, obviously our ultimate goal is to get UMKC to their first NCAA tournament. It won't be easy. We got a hard job ahead of us, but, as Andy Reid would say, we're excited for the challenge.
I think you're the man for that job, Mark Turgeon. We appreciate your time. Good luck with this season, and rue up, baby.
Okay. Rue up. All right. Let's bounce.
Let's bounce. I like that. That's a good one. Let's bounce. That's cool. We'll talk to you soon, Mark Turgeon.
Shut down twice. Go ahead, Mac. You've been waiting.
No.
Coming up next, why Vinny Pasquantino is the heart and soul of this Kansas City Royals team, not just Team Italy. You're home for Kansas City Sports 96.5 The Fan.
No.
This is voice of the Wildcats, Wyatt Thompson, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for K-State Athletics, 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, I'll tell you, my friends over at Aspen Lawn and Pest Control have made my yard look awesome. And if they can make my yard look awesome, think about what they can do for your yard, because ours was a disaster area. About a year ago, we went 10 years trying to figure this thing out, and I just finally said, I'm done. I'm trying the college-educated professionals at Aspen Lawn and Pest Control. They're going to take care of everything because they're going to get the job done right the first time, and that's exactly what they did. I trusted them with my yard. They took care of it, and boy, it looks great. Even this week, with the rain that has come, with the warm weather, it's starting to green up. And I'm looking at my yard. It's greener than anybody else's on the block. And that's because Aspen Lawn and Pest Control knows exactly what they're doing. They offer full-service lawn care, irrigation, and pest control, and they've been doing it since 1985. Now, they're going to give you a free estimate and up to half off your first application when you mention this ad. So you need to get in touch with Aspen Lawn and Pest Control today. Expect the best. Don't wait and visit them now at aspenlawn.com. That's aspenlawn.com.
Coming to Kansas City, the NAIA Men's College Basketball Championship. 16 teams, 15 games, 6 days, 1 national champion. The NAIA Men's College Basketball Championship at Municipal Auditorium, March 19th through 24th. Non-stop college basketball action at a ticket price good enough to bring the whole family. Get your tickets now at NAIAHoops.com.
What if you could have the most reliable Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? That's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee.
Just 5 years of fiber-powered Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to the devices that need them most.
That finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. And that keeps you gaming in the fast lane, even when the whole family's banking on bandwidth. And here's the best part. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included.
Plus, get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi.
Hey, let's face it, a lot can change in 5 years. Kids grow taller, dreams grow bigger, but your Wi-Fi? It would stay reliable and the price would stay put. The Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity, imagine that.
Select plans only. Restrictions apply. Powered by fiber. Connected to the premises by coaxial cable. Actual speeds vary.
Shopping with your parents can be embarrassing.
Why would they sell jeans with holes in them? I'm going to speak to the manager.
Mom!
That hoodie is giving. You should get it. YOLO.
Thanks to the Chase mobile app, your kid can shop independently while you keep an eye on their spending. So you can go from...
We can be twinsies.
To...
How was shopping? Saw you stayed on budget.
Thanks, Mom. Freedom for kids, control for parents. That's family banking from Chase.
Account subject to approval. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
For years, Gone South has been a podcast about crime in the American South. But for our new season, we're widening the lens. Through deeply reported, narrative-driven stories, we're digging into the myths, scandals, and power structures that still shape the South, and, in a lot of ways, the country itself. Follow and listen to Gone South Season 5, an Odyssey podcast. Available now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your shows.
Hey, March matchup fans, BetMGM is offering a legendary experience for you and 3 of your friends in Vegas. Climb the BetMGM Court of Legends leaderboard for a chance to win the trip of a lifetime to Las Vegas to see Haley and Hannah Cavender face off at the Bellagio. Just sign into your BetMGM account, opt into the promotion, then start placing sports bet of at least $10 to climb the leaderboard. 25 winners will take home the grand prize packages that include 4 tickets to the Court of Legends event featuring the Cavender twins, withdrawable funds for travel, a 3-night stay at the MGM Grand and MGM Resorts credit. Make this March one to remember. Make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 and older only. Missouri only. New and existing customer offer subject to eligibility requirements. Withdrawable bonus dollars for flight money. Please gamble responsibly.
Today, expect sunny skies with a high of 59.
Weather brought to you by Staples. From posters and presentations to labels and loyalty cards, Staples has all the print to boost your brand. Shop now in-store and online. Staples. That was easy.
Coming to Kansas City, the NAIA Men's College Basketball Championship. 16 teams, 15 games, 6 days, and 1 national champion. The NAIA Men's College Basketball Championship at Municipal Auditorium, March 19th to the 24th. Get your tickets now at NAIAHoops.com. You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
You know, to pick up on something that Coach Turgeon told us about making the NCAA tournament, I'm looking at this graphic of Miami of Ohio, and it's the old George Washington crossing the Delaware in the ice photo that we're all familiar with, and it says Miami of America on to the MAC tournament, right? And if they lose in this MAC tournament, awesome, right, they're done. They're not getting into the NCAA tournament, right? I mean, that's kind of the way it's going to go. And so if they are going to expand, I would love it to be for those little guys, but we all know it's not because of the little guys. They're going to expand and let more of the big guys in because they feel like they deserve more seats at the table. And then today the SEC is basically saying we're done with the NCAA. I'm like, all right.
This is one of those tell me the Big 12 tournament is happening in Kansas City without telling me the Big 12 tournament is happening. This is from Matt Norlander. He's a senior writer, analyst, podcast host at CBS Sports. He says, Iowa State fans just dominating the breakfast buffet area at my hotel. Total takeover.
Of course. I thought he was going to say he was at Kelly's last night and Iowa State fans were pouring out onto the street. That's the beauty of Iowa State still winning, right?
Hitting that breakfast buffet.
Hitting the breakfast buffet at the hotel.
There really isn't much better anything than a continental breakfast, man.
Yeah.
I used to love those.
Free donut.
Cereal, orange juice. Sometimes you get lucky and there's still some waffles left over. Can I have some of that continental breakfast? No. All right.
Iowa State fans lining up for the buffet. That is good. How about that beatdown yesterday? The biggest win in the history of the Big 12 conference
91
tournament.
To something?
91, like 47 or something like that. You know what? The Hurley brothers, they're douchebags, man. Like, they really are.
No argument.
I got nothing else to add.
No argument, dude. Like, honestly, like I'm good. I mean, I think it's hysterical when what is it? Dan Hurley? Is that the one?
UConn.
When he does his little pouts and his glasses start to go down his
eyes.
nose.
Oh, yeah.
Come here. It's like,
he's a bully. He is such an effing bully.
Sucks.
He really does. And his brother isn't much better. I didn't know he'd been at Arizona State for 11 years. My God. Like, neither of those guys are somebody you want to have a beer with. Miserable all the time. 11 years. How they put up with somebody like that for 11 years? I mean, good Lord.
Well, they're pretty good.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about the brother at Arizona State. He got fired yesterday.
Gotcha.
After losing by, 50 to Iowa State, he got fired yesterday.
Yeah, they lost 91-42. And then UCF beat Cincinnati in overtime 66-65. BYU and DeBanza continues to just absolutely light up this tournament. He had 27 last night. He had 40 the night before. He scored 67.
And Andy Reid sitting on the bench.
Yeah. And then TCU, they beat Oklahoma State. Today at 11:30, you get Iowa State, Texas Tech to start the day. That'll be an awesome game to watch. UCF and Arizona, don't doubt those UCF people, man. I'm telling you, they're 16.5-point dogs. It's a lot of points unless Arizona's just going to come out and just dominate like they've done all year with a lot of teams. BYU, Houston at 6. That's going to be the one you're ready for because you get to see DeBanza and you get to see your guy and future Boston Celtic because, he's a Brad Stevens type. And then KU TCU at 8:30. KU 5.5-point favorites in that matchup today at the T-Mobile.
And then they'll play the winner of that BYU game. So we're looking at KU BYU probably tomorrow, right?
If they can beat Houston.
If they can beat, if who can beat Houston?
BYU.
BYU's got Houston tonight.
BYU's got Houston at 6.
Either way, we're seeing a good game down to KU, either Houston or KU versus BYU.
Yes.
Yeah, Sprint Center's going to love that. So that's a really good one potentially tomorrow. But hey, look, you got to take care of business. There are no guarantees that is Darren Peterson showing up today? Do we know? It is a Thursday. Does he normally play on Thursdays? Do we know anybody? Is Thursday a day that he plays?
Some KU fan, GIF Hawk or Hawk GIF or something, just released a 2.5 or 3 minute hype video of Darren Peterson with voiceovers and stuff from the Batman Dark Knight. All different quotes this year of he just doesn't play. He's not there. It got me pretty revved up. I'm going to be honest. And I'm sure Darren Peterson is excited.
It's a big time for him, man.
Yes, this is his time.
This is it. This is it. What you do from March 12th to the end of the year, whether it's April 5th, April 6th, whatever that national championship game is, these next 3 weeks, that's what's going to matter. If Darren Peterson goes out there and plays 38 minutes a game and drops 20 and 10 every single time out, Kansas fans will remember him with as we were saying all year long, we'll remember him in a favorable way.
Oh, yeah.
If he goes out there and they flame out early in the tournament and he doesn't play much and doesn't do much, then we'll have, that was a typical Darren Peterson. And I think that's, look at somebody and take them for what they've told you about who they are. Darren Peterson has told us who he is. I'm not expecting Darren Peterson to play that big in the month of March. That's just my expectation. If he does, that's going to be great. But this is an opportunity for him to take all the naysayers that are out there, because there's a lot of them out there right now for him, especially going up to that next level. He's got an opportunity to quiet all that. Will he? Will he go out there and quiet it? I don't know. He hasn't really shown that he will all year.
I'm interested on your perspective on this, because did you know that Debanza had 40 points the other night?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you?
No.
Okay. If Peterson has 40 tonight, everyone will know?
I think so. Yeah. I think it'll be a bigger story. Yeah.
Just insane how they're going to be 1 and 2 in the draft, and it'll be just that much more.
Well, because the Peterson thing is such a bigger saga. I mean, it's humans.
Is Debanza just expected because he's done 35ers this year a lot and been the
scoring
scorer?
20?
Yeah, because he's been doing it, and there hasn't been any drama around that guy.
40's just
40's
impressive.
nuts.
Yeah, it's nuts. It's
and
insane.
He had 9
it's a point a
rebounds.
minute guy. He's a point a minute guy.
And he had 9 rebounds to go with it.
I mean,
just an
nuts.
absolute stud.
He is a stud.
But there's no drama around him. There's nothing that's interesting about him, right?
Nope.
He got the $7 million and it just went away. Like we were like, wait, who's making $7 million? That guy. Oh, makes sense.
Cool. And he played good,
wow.
and he did what he was supposed to do. And there's no drama. There's no storylines. There's nothing interesting about the guy. There's nothing that's going to bring a casual fan in to have an opinion on. Darren Peterson is the perfect package, right? He's a great player, and he's got drama. And when you combine both of those, that's your big human interest
and he
story.
Plays at Kansas.
Yeah, and he plays at Kansas, which helps as well. They're obviously, one of the premier programs out there. But the Banza kid's making $7 million a year and getting it from Crumble Cookie, and he just kind of floated and did what you're supposed to do. That's a $7 million NIL deal. That has been wonderful for BYU. That has been one of the best NIL deals out there, because the guy came in, he's dominated, he's brought prominence to the program. He hasn't been a pain in the ass. He's done everything that you expected out of that guy and probably more. It's been a perfect NIL addition. And then you look at Darren Peterson, it's not been a good NIL addition for KU because all the drama that's out there. But drama is what sells. Drama is what people get involved in. Everybody has an opinion on something that's dramatic. Somebody goes, well, in basketball, okay, great, fine, that's what you're supposed to do. Darren Peterson has everybody talking. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, I would argue for that reason that's what makes it a better NIL edition.
The Darren Peterson one?
Yeah, drama sells. You're
Drama
talking about selling.
sell,
You're talking
yeah.
about KU selling. I mean, which one are you going to buy? Which one's the random guy from name your state? Idaho going to buy? Is he going to buy the BYU shirt? Is he going to buy the Kansas shirt? He's going to buy the Kansas shirt.
Probably,
he's heard more
yeah.
about him. He knows about Darren Peterson. He's seen Bill Self. That brand is
Creates an
expanding.
opinion
So
on
you're
it.
talking where Bob Fescoe normally talks
Which is
from?
where I'm surprised that you're not
I know,
doing
and
that.
I'm just talking from the pure basketball, what he did for them this year standpoint. Like, when you pay a free agent $7 million a year, did you get your money? Yeah, they got their money's worth and then some out of him. But from a marketing standpoint, you're probably right about the Darren Peterson one. They probably exhausted all the BYU fans out there. And BYU is probably one of those smaller schools that isn't going to pick up random fans along the way like a Kansas will, because it's a brand school.
It's a blue blood.
It's a blue blood,
Yes. Yeah, and I think, basketball-wise, we'll see. Like, DP can can change all that in March. And the thing is, yeah, man, that's my guy. Listen, I've been defending him for 2 months. He is DP to me at this point. I'm steadfast. He's going to prove everyone wrong, and no one's going to give a rip about these last 2 months after this next 3 weeks.
Grow up
from him.
Never. You're going to remember. Who were you saying, to DeBanza or
Peterson? And no one's going to remember what happened those first 3 months of the season.
No, if he plays
after
well.
this.
But if he doesn't.
And if he plays well, all those Kansas fans and all those national talking heads around the nation will also come back on his injury take and say that he was hurt.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, that'll be definitely shifted.
Yep.
But what if he doesn't play well? Like, I'm not 100% that he's going to go out there and play great. Again, he has shown us over this course of the season who he is. You have to take people at their word. When they show you who they are, you got to take them for that word. And so I look at him and I go, is he going to be bigger? And I can't sit here and say, yeah, I think he is, because I don't think that he is. I think he's going to be the same type of guy that we've seen. And anything that you get out of him that is magical, just enjoy it and just take it to the bank, because I don't know that we can count on him. I think BYU fans know they can count on DeBanza to be there. I don't think KU fans know that they can count on Darren Peterson to be there.
KU fans, can you count on Darren Peterson being there?
No.
That's accurate.
No.
Somebody comes back to send this show full circle. Who spends more time running up and down the fancy court, Peterson or the refs?
The refs.
No.
Guy's got a lot of pressure on him. There's no player in March that has more pressure on him than Darren Peterson does right now.
In college basketball, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
No one
Well,
has
I
more
mean, if you want to
pressure?
talk the whole month of March,
I would say it's
some GM out there, maybe.
I would say all the pressure in the world is on Cameron Boozer.
Really?
Can he continue this dominance? Because since he's been a freshman in high school to when he's now a freshman in college, he's going to win the Player of the Year. He's ACC Player of the Year. They're going to be the number 1 overall seed. And it's like, okay, does that matter if they lose in the Elite Eight? No. The answer is no. But legacy at Duke, son of the father of a legend at Duke, national champion winner at Duke. I think there's a lot of pressure. I don't know if it's necessarily bad. I don't think all pressure is bad pressure.
No.
But I think it's one of those things like, all right, when you're identified as the player of the year, that follows you. And Duke's going to be a 1 seed, pressure. Duke's a blue blood, pressure. Shire's got a ton of pressure. Can you get one in the new era of Duke and kind of move away from Coach K? You know what I mean? Like, so I think there's pressure there more than there could be on Darren Peterson, because I think a lot of people's opinion on Darren Peterson is made up.
Yeah, there's a fair point. I think a lot, but see, I'm one of those. I can have my opinion swayed by the evidence that's been given to me, right? Like
Boozer's opinion's made up too, though.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's just a very good player.
Everyone thinks he's the man.
Yeah. But if they win the national championship, and we'd have to go back and apologize to the texter, if they win the national championship and he does what he's been doing all year, like 20-10 the whole way, there's a possibility somebody in the NBA is going to be like, look, dude, okay, if it looks like it, smells like it, acts like it, it probably is it. Maybe we just go with this, right? I mean, draft stock, I don't know what 1 to 3 really is, other than like the endorsements that you might get, but even that's probably still right on the same page. But a fun conversation to be had. We can do that more as we move on next week as a tournament. By the way, there is a new member in this group with Honus Wagner, Babe Ruth, and Mickey Mantle. That is Aaron Judge.
Aaron Judge, I just saw this. Holy crap. $5.2 million for an Aaron Judge card right
His
now.
His 1-of-1 Superfractor 2013 Aaron Judge Bowman Chrome card just was brokered, and it is a new record in the card industry as it was now sold and bought for $5.2 million.
Yeah, I mean, that's nuts.
Wow.
First of all, I'm not surprised, but it's going to be a $30 billion industry before it's all said and done. I want to be the guy that just has that money laying around and is able to buy a card like that.
Or
that's where
I want to be the guy that goes to Target and buys a hanger pack and goes, "Oh my god!"
Oh, that guy, yeah, right.
Hey, Bob, Mac, yeah.
Well, no. See, I'd rather be the guy that has the 5.2 mil, because you know he's got how many more mils sitting around if he's able to spend that kind of dough on a baseball card.
I mean,
right?
I lost my load when I got the PJ Milando 1-of-1 rookie auto card that sold for $4,000. And I was like, I don't know what just happened.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I screenshot immediately and sent it to Gold, and he was like, dude. And I was like, yeah. He goes, you know what you have here? And I was like, yeah, 1-of-1 auto. He goes, no, you have thousands. And I was like, S? Like, and there's he's like, yeah, probably like 25. So you probably like $25,000, $3,000 for it. And he's right. I got $4,000 for it. Paid for my entire summer vacations.
Yeah, that's
and it
great.
was great. And like to find that card.
Yeah.
I mean,
could you? I mean,
because like we talked about the Caglione card earlier that says "forget about it," the 1 of 1.
That'd be.
You find that not only are you going to get a lot of attention from people that want that card, you're probably, and I say this, you're probably going to get a DM from Jack Caglione that says, "Hey, what do you want to talk and what do you want to trade?"
Get $1 million.
Forget about it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd say a jersey and maybe like one of your top ranked cards.
All I want is cash.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah. No, money.
Cold hard cash. I don't want any of that crap. Give me money. And if you're not going to give me money,
then you
out.
would just auction the card.
Yeah, that's probably what I would do. But no, I would give him the first right of refusal.
Sure, yeah.
Obviously. And
I'd want him to have it.
Because if he was like,
but if he wants to give me a bat, I'm sorry, bro. Like that does not interest me.
It would be part of the negotiation, I guess. Like depends on like where you're at with like memorabilia versus like obviously take the money and run, right? They tell you to do that all the time.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, it depends on like what he would, offer first is what I would do. I mean, that would be how I would negotiate that if I got that forget about it 101, auto Jack card. I'd be like, hey man, how do you want to start this? And then if he's like, well, do you want money or I'd be like, well, what kind of dollar value? You go through the whole negotiation. It just would be awesome to have that power. And especially if you get one of those like Connor Griffin, your boy out of Pittsburgh, he was a year ago's thing.
Yep.
And now his market is
insane, right?
Dusty would be like, I want to bat and I want to be able to hang out every week and we can drink beers together and watch movies.
You Venmo me $1 million, it's yours. It's pretty simple.
Can you Venmo $1 million?
I don't know. How much
Probably
can you
not.
Venmo?
I wonder what the cap is on Venmoing. Ask the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Yeah, but people who get shut down after like a month because of the money that they're putting in and sending in, but I don't know about it. Yeah, one time, probably $1 million, yeah.
Yeah, I would mean all these people that like just take nothing for stuff. You got to get something in return. If it's that valuable to you and you want it that bad, then you'll offer me the cash.
Could you imagine Bob's day if he pulled a Skeens 101, got a DM from Livy Dunn?
Oh, you wouldn't see me ever
Bob
again.
Fescoe.
Yeah.
Let's talk. Oh my gosh.
Here's my number. Oh my God, I'd die. I don't know what I'd do. Livy texted me her number.
You'd be like the kid from Turbo Man or Jingle All the Way. She knows my name.
Yes.
I just want to win, Jen.
Even my wife would be like, go.
Yeah. Do it.
That's the dream, though. Getting a card like that, being able to sell it, and then changing your entire life. How cool is that? But if that guy had 5.2 laying around, I want to be that guy. I want to know what else he's got laying around cash-wise that you could just spend that on a card. It's crazy.
Right. So, yeah, because the big card a couple years ago was the MLB debut patch, Paul Skeens card, the 101 auto, and it sold for $1.1 million to like a 14-year-old kid who found it.
That's right. I remember
because
that.
Remember they wanted to offer him like a suite at the game, season tickets for life, and he's like, I don't live in Pittsburgh, sorry. And he sent it to the auction. Didn't even give Skeens the opportunity to get it. I don't know if Skeens is that guy, but I know that when Matt Strahm was at Royals Rally, he's like, I've got a like red to 5 Bobby Witt Jr. card. And then of course somebody asked him like, well, have you talked negotiation? He goes, I think I'm going to hold on to it for a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's interesting how that has like kind of affected the world. But yeah, 101 million. For the Paul Skeens, the 11-year-old. That's his 11-year-old on Christmas found it.
Yeah, that's right. Now I remember
that's
that.
Incredible.
Yeah, that's a great pull for that kid.
Not only is that a great day for your kid, that's a great day for your family.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, all right, what's he going to do with that $1.1 million? I'll tell you what you're going to do. Put it in his savings account.
Well, see, that's the thing. I'd like to think about that. Like, if my kids got something like that, they pulled a card or something like that's their money. They pulled the card. I'm not taking that from them. But yeah, we'd be with the financial advisor right away and saying, all right, what are we going to do here, Teresa? How do we put this money in? What are we going to do? How do we want to save? All that kind of stuff, pay off college and have the ability to do that, which, I don't know, maybe $1 million isn't even enough anymore for college. I don't know what they're ripping people off for these days to go to school. But I think, I'd let my kids keep that money, and I would probably form some high-interest savings account or something for them.
God, I love the text line. They just know all the answers. Venmo, $5,000 max a day is what somebody says, and $20,000 in a week is max. Okay, that would make sense. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Google says different, but that's fine. It was what it is. $60,000 a week if you're verified.
On Venmo?
Yeah, $60,000 a week.
Yep. Nah, I just take the briefcase with cash, all singles.
Text line does bring up a good point. You get taxed on Venmo and stuff like that.
Sure,
Those
yeah,
transactions.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's why you got to, I mean, you can finagle
and
around
then audit
that,
it in
yeah.
April. So your Venmo said you spent over $500,000 in transactions. Can we have a conversation, please?
Yes.
No. No, you cannot.
So, I guess maybe a check, wire money. I don't know how you do $1 million these days.
To answer the question, Dusty, where do you find these packs where they have these one-of-one cards? Well, anywhere, right? Dick's Sporting Goods sells them, Target, card shops, and then they have the Fanatics app that you can join auctions, and that's where I found mine. Got extremely lucky. Because the guy's a Marlins player. Nobody wants Marlins team stuff.
But you never know what you're going to get.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's 100% true. I mean, they just had I think it was the Bowman something yesterday dropped. So it depends. Just
you can go to Target and get this stuff too.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you can go get those at Target as well. You can buy $30, $50 boxes. The price is outrageous. That's the problem.
That's the problem. Yeah.
Well, the problem too is that it's now got an influx of buyers. Like you got that guy from Shark Tank.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's into it, and billionaires are getting into it. So that's gonna
O'Leary.
O'Leary's into it. Yeah, he's wearing the card around his neck.
Yeah, he's doing the Jake Paul. Cringe.
Damn it.
Get bent. But it's supposed to be a $30 billion industry in the next year or so, man. Like, it is climbing fast. And when you're pulling cards and they're going for $5 million.
Bowman Draft coming out in May, though. Comes out in May.
I just hope they don't get to the point where it was when I was a kid, where it got just too expensive for the kids to stay involved.
Yeah.
Well, actually, what killed it was the strike in '94.
Yeah, it's Bowman brand is the one I do. Topps has one as well. You can also I got 3 rookie Shedeur Sanders cards, so now I'm biased towards him to absolutely do something.
Mm-hmm.
Something to get that value
Do
up.
something. The guy with the stick, Come on, Shedeur.
Right.
But he may not even be the quarterback there this year. I mean, Deshaun Watson has got that on lockdown, doesn't he?
So he says, God, I hope my 1-to-1 Shohei brings it close to that. I mean, if you have a 1-to-1 Shohei Ohtani card, get that
Wait,
thing.
seriously? You got a 1-on-1 Shohei? Yeah.
Man, get that thing on eBay, dude. Get some bidding going.
Man.
OBO, baby.
That's
or
right.
best offer.
Mm-hmm.
We'll wrap this show up on the other side and get you ready for Josh Vernier's season premiere show. That is tonight at 6 o'clock until 8 o'clock. Cole Reagan's Michael Garcia and his theme for the 2026 MLB Season 4. The Kansas City Royals, all here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Bob Fescoe.
I'm surprised nobody punched him in the jaw yet.
And Dusty Likens.
He's a hoe, and I want that known.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
I'll tell you, my friends at the Sheet Metal Workers Local Number 2 are here for the entire Kansas City community because their mission is to build strong partnerships between our members, our business partners, our customers, and our community. And there's absolutely no cost to become a partner contractor with the Sheet Metal Workers Local Number 2. And here's what they're going to do for you. If you're an HVAC contractor, they'll provide a flexible workforce for your project demands, timelines, and economic conditions. The Sheet Metal Workers will help adjust the size, skills, and deployment of your workforce to maximize effectiveness during the times when you need it the most, giving you the power to bid every project that suits your business model. They'll provide the best trained manpower specifically for the HVAC industry, along with training for your current employees. And there's no downside. It's completely free with zero obligation. Just straightforward information on how they can help grow your business and your profit margins. Sheet Metal Workers Local Number 2. We're an old union with a new perspective on business. Learn more at sheetmetal2.org.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/life.
That's ethos.com/life. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WEB-NOW-1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
No! It's just a golf lesson, champ. Loosen up. I can't. See that Hyundai Santa Fe? Yeah. I only paid... Finish up on your own. I gotta run.
Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days on the Hyundai Tucson, Tucson Hybrid, Santa Fe, or Santa Fe Hybrid. Now, during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Hurry, offer ends March 31st. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
You know that Chick-fil-A sells more than chicken, right?
Hello, my name is Jaleesa, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit is how it's all of my favorite breakfast items in one good bite. That fluffy egg, that melty cheese with that perfectly grilled sausage. It just gives you that warmth, that comfort food that you love. It is the best possible option for a classic breakfast.
Comfort is calling. Order a Chick-fil-A sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit with Simply Orange Juice on the Chick-fil-A app today. Real guests paid for their testimonial.
I hope you're sitting down. The ACA Marketplace has announced significant increases on monthly premiums with deductibles over $10,000. You can enroll with Matt B. and KC at BBS Insurance's Freedom of Choice plan now. You don't have to wait. Their plan lets you use any doctor, has 0 outpatient deductibles, and it's 30 to 60% lower costs than most Obamacare plans. Also, there's no income disclosure required, so no potential tax penalties. If you are a small business owner or pay for your own health insurance, you're uninsured, you're on COBRA, or your employer coverage is just too expensive. Call Matt B. and KC for an instant quote over the phone at 816-205-4664. That's 816-205-4664. Or go to bbsinsurance.net. That's bbsinsurance.net. They will customize a plan chosen and managed by you, not the government.
Go to 965thefan.com for your chance to win an X-Family instant ticket, plus a shot at winning 4 Diamond Club seats to the K, all powered by the Kansas Lottery.
So here is the total price of top cards sold of all time. This was considered modern day sell for the most all time. Michael Jordan's card sold for $12.9 million.
Whoa!
Kobe Bryant, $12.9. Mickey Mantle, $12.6. LeBron James, rookie, $10 million. Honus Wagner card, $7.5. Babe Ruth, $7.2. And now Aaron Judge, $5.2 million.
That's crazy. The Honus Wagner one has fallen off. It used to be, that was the gold standard, if you will, where everybody talked about the Honus Wagner card, right? Mm-hmm. And now you got all these other ones that are autographed and are like dwarfing the Honus Wagner card right now, which is just absolutely insane, man. Absolutely nuts. It's a crazy industry. So much fun, though.
No, very much so. And I think it's also like, I know it can be expensive, but it's cool to like, because one of my buddies, his name's Ryan, and his son, they like started like, they listen to the show. They're fans of our show. And he's like, yeah, my son was listening, talking about baseball cards. He's like, Dusty's like 38, Dad. Is that okay? And he's like, yeah, dude. He's like, he grew up in a time where you got cards, and his dad probably did the same thing. And now you're seeing that evolution to this because there is a surge in the card world. And now he's like, yeah, every once in a while I'll take my son Nolan to Target. My wife will be like, no cards. And he'll be like, Mom doesn't have to know about this purchase.
Yeah, Mom doesn't even know about
they get
this.
the car, and then, here's 2 packs, here's 2 packs, let's rip it
it's
together.
great. I remember my card collecting
Oh,
started
yeah.
with my dad. He took
Get
me
a whole box. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
well, that's
Yeah.
nothing compared to what I have at the house.
For sure.
And so, but I just remember the first time we went in, it was this yellow house in Dover, New Jersey. That was a baseball card shop. My dad took me in there, and it's probably the early 80s. I'm guessing probably 85, 86, because I think 86 was the first complete set of tops that I had, 1986. So it had to be right around there. And so, he's looking in the case and he's seeing all the cards from the 60s when he was a kid. And we started buying like all the 1960 Yankees that we could find. And I have almost the entire team set of 1960 Yankees except for Mickey Mantle.
Of course.
Now, I've got a mantle. It's a 64 mantle, but it's not 1960. And I kind of went on this mission. It just happened accidentally. But now all of a sudden we're like, okay, cool. And I remember buying the Mickey Mantle card. It's worth $500 today. It's been worth $500, Dusty, for the last 40 years, I feel like. But I remember getting it at like an antique shop in Michigan where my uncle lived at the time for $25. And my dad's like, that's a Mickey Mantle card. It's $25. They must not know who he is in Michigan. Back in the 80s, maybe we didn't have, Pony Express, whatever my dad was, but it was $25. And we got it. And it turned out to be, a really good investment. And I know from collecting cards, it helped me become a huge baseball fan. You knew who everybody was.
Sure.
You knew what teams they are. Guys in baseball today are using
prospects.
Yeah, guys in baseball that work in baseball today are using some of the stuff from the card industry to say, I better be hot on this prospect because the card industry is hot on this prospect. And so isn't it though? I mean, but like if people are paying $5 million for a card of a rookie, well, the scouts are going to go, why? And try to figure out, okay, let's make sure we are on this kid. And obviously it's not for all of them, but you got to use everything at your availability to make your job easier. And if you're a scout in baseball and the card industry is something that you follow, I know a couple that do that. And they're like, I mean, you look at the card industry, you kind of compare notes and see if we're all on the same page with players.
It's also cool when you find your place of home to buy the cards from, because Art of Sports is where Alex and I go a lot. And every once in a while, like, Alex is texting me like, dude, Cags is here. And I'm like, all right. So, like, even the players are, like, super into it. But,
that wasn't the case back in the day.
No.
The players were not into it like they are into it now. And that's cool to have the player buy-in.
Right.
Friends and I love happy hour, just like many of you do, I am sure. Just because we are older and live in assisted living doesn't mean that we should have fewer freedoms than anyone else. Allowing our facility to coordinate this happy hour affords us and our families the peace of mind that we can enjoy life but not be out slipping on the ice to stop and get our box of wine. This amendment is simply putting into law what many people assume is already allowed. Happy hour at the place where we call home.
My only regret is that we might not get invited to one of these happy hours if it gets passed.
There's an age threshold now.
I see how it is.
So in Minnesota, they don't allow the folks in the home to have happy hour because they don't have a liquor license at the home, right? So when Anselmo moves into the home, if it's not in Minnesota, it's here.
Hello, America.
We got to figure out if they got a liquor license so Jerry can have happy hour and meet, all the ladies that are on his floor.
All they need is a Diet Coke law. And I'm sure that's there.
It'll be definitely there.
Ice or neat, Jerry.
Yeah. Diet Dr. Pepper, please.
16 or 22.
Yeah.
Both.
We were at a fundraiser yesterday, and it's like all these great bourbons and whatnot. And there's Jerry drinking his Diet Dr. Pepper. Good man. But so in Minnesota, like they don't have the nursing homes don't have liquor licenses, so they can't drink, and these old people are pissed. Why are we not allowing old people to have happy hour at the home?
Yeah, they should be able to do that at John Knox Village.
Yes.
I would go and hang out. They have a little like par 3 course out there. Be fun.
I'd hang out there
Go
too.
hang out with Harold and Jerry and
see, I'd be with the women. I'm getting on all your wills. Margaret, and Betty, and Hilda, and
All right,
Margaret.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, no, that's been my life goal. How do I find an old woman to put me in her will?
Yeah, get Cougar Chow up there. That'd be fun.
Oh, you'd be a hit.
That'd be good.
Yeah. We'd walk in, they'd think father and son.
Yeah.
The older
We can
woman
play
would
that
take
up.
me, the younger
Yes.
woman would take you.
All right, we've got a plan.
oh,
Yeah.
Dolly, I'm hot today.
Here comes that young father and son duo again, Marge.
Hello, America.
You take the young one this time. I got the old guy.
Who wants to get hammered? What would like the perfect time window be for like 12 to 2?
I was going to say 2 to 3.
Yeah, like dude, that's dinner time, bro.
It is dinner time. Yeah.
Here comes Jell-O.
So imagine them doing Jell-O shots. I mean, could you imagine the old women taking their tops off? Their silk blouses are on the floor.
Playing soccer, baby.
Exactly. Right.
I'm Dusty Likens. We're live at the World Cup of John Knox Village. Here comes Martha.
Boobs are great.
A lot of polyester pants. I mean, the old guy's got his clip-on tie tied to his head. You know, like, you got to get happy hour at the old folks' home.
I look at a lot of boobs and stuff.
I mean, could you imagine if we did a live remote from 6 to 10 a.m. at John Knox Village from like the third green, and then happy hour started at 11?
Yeah, that'd be so good.
That's Friday.
I mean, have you guys seen videos from these boomers down at the villages all getting it on in Florida?
Let's
like
go.
the STD capital of the world down there.
What?
Oh, God, disgusting. The villages.
They're just plowing?
Oh, it's awful. It's just, I wouldn't live there if you gave me $1 million.
Good for them.
He's so upset about it.
Oh, it's awful.
I know.
They're just, it's awful. Like all these old people, man. Grow up. I just want to win, Jen.
I mean, good for them, man.
Good for them, man.
I mean, hell, they're getting it on more than I am, and I'm 38.
You and Jen are going to be going to Pound Town. Come on.
It's Tuesday. Don't go down hallway C. The Fescoes are down there. We call them the Fescoe Fescoes. Stay away.
I don't know that I want to live in a home.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, like that's the other thing. Like they call these places, 55 and alive communities. I'm like, that's in 5 years for me. I don't fancy myself moving into one of these joints.
If I go into a home, I'm changing my name because I don't want anybody to know that I'm there. So you just walk down the hall and you wouldn't see Dusty Likens.
I think that Dixon, my ass is.
Men's wieners.
God, I wish these old people could have their cocktails. I want them smoking weed, too. If we're going to allow booze, get them all stoned.
Dude.
Could you imagine a bunch of stoned people pushing each other around in wheelchairs at the John Knox Village?
I mean, we're going to end the show on a laugh. Put yourself in this situation, and then I'll see my way out. We do a live remote from John Knox Village. In John Knox Village. And it's Wednesday. And Binkley's on site.
Oh, yes.
And there are 3 World War II veterans sitting there, and Binkley is talking to them about arm length with Bane. I'll tell you something, Harold. Now, you're in the trenches, right? You probably couldn't carry a rifle if your arms were 29 inches. Ain't no way you're getting that Medal of Honor if your arms are short. I can tell you that much. Who is this man? Hey, tomorrow it's Friday, so we'll have a great time getting you ready for the World Baseball Classic of the United States